Welcome to the Gran Turismo Sport Unveiling event, and welcome to the Copper Box, part of the London Olympic Park here, as we prepare for an exciting evening of racing and revealing just what Gran Turismo is going to give us on PS4. My name is Ben Edwards. I'm the commentator for Formula One on Channel 4, and I've just come back from the Spanish Grand Prix, where a certain Max Verstappen took his first ever victory. Now, there's a young man who's used racing sims and games to perfect the art of driving a racing car. And we're going to see a bit more of that style of driving tonight as we see these simulators all in use with some of the best game racers in the world competing. They'll be competing for the inaugural Nations Cup and for the inaugural Manufacturers Cup. And boy, there's some pretty impressive trophies to hand out at the end of the evening. But the big news, of course, is that Gran Turismo is on PlayStation 4. This Gran Turismo has been built up from the ground as a global, online, and FIA-sanctioned game to give people the opportunity to race a championship that is certified by the FIA. There's a huge amount to look forward to tonight. And let's start by taking a look at how people have been enjoying the day so far. There's been lots of experiences to get involved with here as the media and manufacturer representatives have joined us at the Copper Box in London. We're actually in the Copper Box Arena, part of the London Olympic venue, and there's going to be a lot of international media, some manufacturer representatives as well from the big car companies, and it's going to be live streamed around the world so that everybody gets a chance to see how this new game looks on PS4. So clever new graphics, there's a massive amount of work been going into building the cars that are on the game.
We had the pleasure really to do something for the very first time for millions of fans out there, to create a Bugatti product that for the first time was accessible to so many players. From the Bugatti side, we approached this project, I think, from two directions. On the one hand, we clearly wanted to give a preview of the production car to come, the Bugatti Chiron. So this was an introduction about the key design elements that the future car will carry, like the 8-eye face from the front, the iconic horseshoe, the strong centerline accentuation, the Bugatti line that you see in side view, and lastly also in rear view the single beam taillight. On the other hand, for us it was a challenge as a thinking scenario: how do we participate in this category, Vision Gran Turismo, to base it on a very realistic car, the Bugatti Chiron, and imagine what our vision could be to go racing with that car.
So there's a huge amount going on in and around the arena. Outside, there are driving experiences going on in some pretty fabulous cars with professional drivers. But there's some serious gaming to be going on tonight, some proper racing, and the guys from all over the world will be competing to try and win the trophy at the end of the night. The Manufacturers' Trophy is the big one on offer. There's also the Nations Cup. So the competitive element tonight is crucial as well. We've got drivers from all over the world getting onto the driver simulators. This arena's seen some great sporting prowess in the past as part of the Olympics, but it's going to be esports tonight to see who comes out on top to win either the Manufacturers' Trophy or the Nations Cup, and it's going to be seriously competitive. So, looks fun, doesn't it? That was part of today's action, and we've got plenty more coming up for you as we go throughout the course of the day. The Gran Turismo game in this new format for PS4 will feature up to 140 of the most exciting and exotic cars in the world, and re-rendered circuits as well. There's plenty to look at, and we saw a little bit from the qualifying we saw in that video just a moment. But earlier, Kazunori Yamauchi made the presentation himself and gave us the opportunity to see really what it's going to look like. Let's take a look now at the trailer for GT Sport. Well, that was pretty spectacular, I think you'll agree. And there's a link, you'll be able to download that from the Gran Turismo website after this evening's event. But it is now time to get into a good bit of real racing. You can see the guys are all behind me, ready to go. And that means we better introduce our casters for the night. First off, it's YouTube sensation Tony MC, and traveling from all the way from Kentucky in the States, it's Jordan Greer, the man who created GT Planet. Over to you, guys.
Thank you very much, Ben. It is a real honor to be here. Tony, it's great to be next to you as well. My name's Jordan Greer. Tony, what do you think about this? This is really something.
Yeah, I can't wait to start with Gran Turismo Sport in this Olympic arena. We have professional athletes in 2012. Now we have professional and digital athletes that you can see performing tonight.
That's true. It's sort of a great transition where we had the Olympics and now we're moving on into esports. And
yeah.
I've been talking all day. I have never seen any Gran Turismo event to the scale of this. We've never done anything like a live stream at the actual reveal of the game. This is unprecedented.
Yes.
This is the start of something new. It really feels like Gran Turismo is going in a whole new direction, and we kind of got a taste of that today.
Yeah, also we have Yamauchi that he has a great presentations, and also with the campaign mode with more than 117 events offline, and then you have the GT Sport online. You have an amazing world to explore, friends to compete against, and new friends that you can make.
Yeah, it's just incredible, all the features. You know, we've been waiting to hear more about this game since it was first revealed in Paris last fall. And so, you know, there's been a lot of pent-up demand and a lot of anticipation around this. Of course, this is the first time Gran Turismo has come to the PlayStation 4, which, you know, has been a huge seller for Sony. Gran Turismo is one of their premier franchises, and it's finally here. And I think Gran Turismo Sport will live up to the name of the franchise.
15 years, right? Since the first one.
Yeah, almost 18 years now. Yeah,
amazing. Don't you forget that it's releasing, it's coming this year.
Yes, this year.
November 16th for Europe, and November 16th for America.
Yeah.
Also, November 18th for UK, and for Asia it's November 15th. Okay.
Yes.
Just don't forget to, you know, pre-order. That's what I have to say.
Absolutely, yeah. Do get those pre-orders in. You know, there's going to be a lot of demand, as we said. There's a lot of people looking forward to Gran Turismo on PS4, and you know, get those pre-orders in. Let them know that you're excited about this. So I think we've got a leaderboard here that shows you who we're talking about here. Of course, these guys are some of the very, very best in Gran Turismo worldwide, and they've all come here. We have the top 32 players. And let me explain here what we see. We have the top 9 who have qualified in the time trial, which was held earlier this morning. And so they did so good that they actually sort of get a bye of sorts onto the semifinals of our Nations Cup, which is the first tournament we'll be featuring here today. As you can see, the Japanese guys have secured the top 3 spots. That's a pretty dominant showing right there.
Yeah, Tomibahashi, Taneishi, and Takahashi. Sorry for my Japanese, it's not flawless at this time of the year, but they're pretty fast. We seen them this morning. They were fast this morning, and we can see in the leaderboard. And I'm glad to see Carlos Martinez, in Spanish, the Spaniard, that we share a country.
Absolutely, yeah. And T. Meadows, we see that's Terrell Meadows. He's from the U.S. This is his birthday today, so happy birthday to him. That's a nice little gift.
Meadows.
He will be advancing straight to the semifinals, so that's a nice little present for him.
Do you think they let him pass because it's his birthday? No, right?
Well, yeah, he just came in at 8th place there, so I think he earned it. He's right in front of Nick McMillan, who is a good friend of mine, GT Academy winner in 2013. So he's one of our U.S. stars. We're very proud of him, definitely, in the United States.
Wow. Out of the 32 that we have this morning, now we have 9?
Yes, we have 9 who we know are going through. So basically what's going to happen is this first round of the Nations Cup is we're going to have the 15 remaining players who will need to compete and fight their way into the semifinals. So they have to earn their spot. We could have some guys who will be out after this, although they won't be out for the whole competition. We will have a manufacturers tournament, the Manufacturers Cup, which will be coming up later, and that's going to be interesting. That will get all 32 players involved again, and we'll tell you more about that later. So
what's going to happen now, Jordan?
Yeah, what's going to happen now is we are going to we're going to see the next leaderboard here.
There you go.
Yeah, here's another look at some of the names who we have. Once again, these are some of the biggest stars on Gran Turismo's stage worldwide. A lot of GT Academy finalists. Yeah, it looks like.
Yeah, there's something with the flags. It's fine.
Yes, don't pay too much attention to those flags there. But
my guess is Assunção is Brazilian, maybe.
Yes, we have some Brazilians. We have
now we have the leaderboard. This is the leaderboard right here to the 15th.
Yes.
So yeah, we have a pretty battery right now. Better than this. More battery than on the early leaderboard.
Yeah, it's sort of interesting how it's it's been divided up. We have some of the fastest from South America as well. So that's great. They've been waiting to take their turn on GT Academy for a while now. So it's great to see them, the Brazilians and the South Americans, invited to these Gran Turismo events. This is a big event for them and for the Japanese as well, who may have have not been able to get their names out onto the international stage quite as well because GT Academy is just continuing to expand. I think with GT Sport and the FIA and all these competitions which are about to happen this year, you're going to see a lot of new names shooting to the top of the leaderboards, and they'll sort of be on the tips of our tongues, so to speak, for a lot of these events, a lot of the announcements, and I can't wait to see what kind of stars and new stars we have emerging here.
Yeah.
It's a very interesting time in the Gran Turismo series. I've been following it for, well, since the very beginning, all 17 years. Yeah.
17.
Yeah, all 17 years.
Wow.
I've been running my website for GT Planet for 15 years, and like I said, I've seen all the big events. This is unlike anything. And I've been talking to a lot of the polyphony guys. I talked to Kazunori earlier, and you can really feel this shift in their mindset. You can feel the excitement. They are really excited about what they're working on and to take the franchise in a new direction. I think getting this partnership with the FIA has been a really significant step for both parties involved. I think it's a great move, and it really adds legitimacy to these competitions.
Specifically, yeah.
Yes.
We were with Yamauchi with talking just earlier today, and he said, I asked if he was, how excited he was about releasing this game, comparing to, previous games like Gran Turismo 5, 4, I don't know. He said that 5 and 6 were hard because PlayStation 3 was hard for him, but now he said that releasing Gran Turismo Sport is as exciting as releasing the first Gran Turismo for him because he's having so much fun. Little sleep, but so much fun creating the game.
Yes, he has quite a few stories from those first Gran Turismo games. He said I didn't know what the seasons were. I just knew that I was working on Gran Turismo. So I know he's working very hard, and like I said, it's been a real treat to meet a lot of the polyphony guys and to see all the work that they're doing. A lot of new members on the team. Of course, they've got a new Amsterdam offices, so they've really done a lot of expansion. We've got a lot of new people working on the game. It's a whole new world. So let me talk a little bit about this first race that we're going to see here in the Nations Cup.
Come on.
So. This is the first event. This starts out with a double elimination round for players who do not automatically qualify for the semifinals in the time trial stay, as we mentioned. We're racing at a new track, so this is interesting. It's called the Northern Isle Speedway, and it is a half-mile oval. This is the first half-mile oval that we have seen in any Gran Turismo game. So I'm curious to see. I know the viewers at home and all the people on GT Planet watching will be very excited to see what this track actually looks like. I know we will also be seeing a lot of online races at this track because you can just get in. You don't have to be
fast.
It's very fast. You don't have to be a pro. You don't have to be a top-level driver to just really be competitive on this track. And the guys who are good, these races are going to be really close.
Yeah, it's like 15 seconds laps that I already tried this half mile speedway, and it's short, but it's it's tight. So.
It's very, very fun. Yeah, it comes out. The laps go really quick.
Also, we have here Vision cars, Vision Gran Turismo Vision cars that have been made specifically like the perfect car, right?
Yes.
Can you tell me more about this?
These Vision GT cars, this is another first. I've been hearing from the event organizers about just how difficult it was to get all of these Vision GT cars in one place. But basically what they are is these car manufacturers, they work closely with Polyphony Digital. Totally unprecedented. We've never seen anything like this before in the gaming or automotive world. Polyphony went to them and said, if you could make a perfect GT car, what's your ideal sports car, basically? What would it look like? And if you don't have the confinements of a physical car that has to be produced and all the things that involves, if you could make a car that live in a virtual environment, what would it be? And so we've just got ridiculous concepts.
Yeah.
We've got the Chaparral, which is laser powered. We've got this Volkswagen. We've got the Bugatti. We've got the Aston Martin. The Mazda LM55 is one of my personal favorites, and I think we'll be seeing that later in some of the races we have coming up today.
It's the first time they have so many Vision cars in the same place.
Yes, that's a big deal because they've always been revealed, at a car show or at their own launch events, but to have them all in one place is really, really something special. And the Bugatti, of course, is actually, you know, a functioning car.
Yeah,
It's, you know, over $2.5
pretty
million.
affordable. I heard you can be, if you stream 24 hours non-stop for 35 years, you can make it.
Exactly. Yeah. Hopefully.
I don't know. I don't know exactly the math exactly. I don't know, but it was kind of close. I'd like to, you know.
Yeah, I'm hoping the Bugatti guys will let me take it for a quick spin before we leave here today. But
Yeah,
this
this little
hold my breath for that.
wristband that we have allows for one lap.
Exactly. Exactly. So now these cars here that we'll be seeing in the race are they're technically Group 3 cars in this new categories that we have in GT Sport.
4 groups, right?
Yeah, it'll be 4 groups. They're segmented. We have the Vision GT cars sort of mixed in with real life cars, you know, sports cars, street cars, road cars, and so we're going to kind of like have this new way to organize cars. I'm not really sure how it's going to be fleshed out. I think Polyphony's going to share more details on that later. We just kind of got a first preview of that in the presentation today. So these are Group 3 cars. Basically, they're GT3 cars. They are, you know, there'll be a lot of downforce, fun to drive, quick. Should be a good show, I think.
Yeah, of course. Also, we can, you know, besides the fact that all the things that we have learned today, that Mr. Yamauchi told us, besides that, you're probably going to see more at E3. And it's coming in a few weeks. It's actually pretty close. So it's going to be... what do you think about watching some of the trailers that we have?
I'm so excited. I'm so excited. It's Gran Turismo trailers. It's one of those things where I remember exactly where I was at when I saw each new one because I get so excited. You know, I geek out obviously at these things.
Okay.
So you know, I geek out and I get really excited. This is a lot, and because Gran Turismo Sport is so different. It's a lot to take in. I'm still digesting, still processing a lot of this, as I'm sure most of the diehard fans are at home. So actually, why don't we take another look at that trailer, and we will come back in just a minute, so don't go anywhere. Hello and welcome back to the Gran Turismo Sport unveiling. We are live from the Copper Box here in the Olympic Park in London, England. This is very exciting. I'm Jordan Greer from GT Planet, joined here by Tony MC from YouTube.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that trailer.
Like a planet, right? YouTube planet.
Exactly.
I just landed here.
I could watch that trailer over and over and over
Yes.
again. I need to see it about 12 more times, I think, to really understand it. Can we talk about that photo mode?
Yeah, I love that. Because you told me that it's really popular on your website. Because people
Extremely
loved it.
Extremely popular.
We've seen that with The Last of Us, remastered. Also, we've seen it with Uncharted 4, just released a couple weeks ago. You can, buy it right now. The thing is, it's so popular, and they include it in Gran Turismo Sport.
Yeah, it's really great. And in many ways, I think Gran Turismo kind of pioneered this whole photo mode thing, and it's amazed me at how popular it is on, on GT Planet and on just the internet in general. You go on Flickr, you search for Gran Turismo, and you'll see, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of images that people put together, and they are amazing photographs. With Gran Turismo Sport and these new scapes, as they call them, it's gonna be really difficult to know what is the game and what is a photograph, because they have reached that level. I mean, I've obviously been looking at Gran Turismo and car video games for a long time now, and I consider myself pretty well versed in knowing what's a photograph and what's fake.
I have a problem to distinguish which is which. So I mean, this is a picture or this is a game. I don't really know. You can also put that on Instagram. Oh, it's my car. Just park it right here in the top of the mountain. Like, there are a few cars they cannot get there, but they're impressive pictures. You know how you get that? I don't know. Which car was it? Mazda, one of the Vision cars. It was in the middle of the desert. Like, okay, it's a cool picture, but how do you get there? So you put it on Instagram or something. That'll be like it looks perfect, right? But how do you get there, man?
Yeah.
They got you right out.
There's going to be a lot of confused comments on social media when Gran Turismo Sport comes out in November. By the way, pre-order it now.
16th in Europe and America and the US, and also 18th in the UK, and 15th in Japan.
Exactly. Yeah. So.
Arigatou gozaimasu to everybody who pre-ordered. No, just kidding. I stop with the commercials. Just keep up on the game.
Yeah, I'm really excited about this photo mode. There's so many. I'm so excited too about the social features, the new social features. I mean, we've not really seen the social aspect of the game expand this much since Gran Turismo 5 was first released, and it really sort of changed the way the game was played. It allowed players to interact much better. It really allowed a lot of the hardcore fans in my community to sort of interact and meet up with one another, and we really saw this explosion of activity around the community of Gran Turismo. And I think in many ways that's what makes Gran Turismo Gran Turismo. So many people have such a strong connection to this game. I mean, as you said, you've played it for many years as a guy.
I remember in Gran Turismo 3, something that it changed everything. Because kind of, it's crazy, but when you get the F1, and everyone's so slow now. Like, you can get the F1 for 1 million credits. It was crazy. No, wait. You get it on this resistance, like 300 laps. That was crazy. I stayed for 2 hours, like pressing right and pressing the accelerator. Because, it was good times back then.
Oh, yeah.
I spent
many good memories. Well, here we go. We've got to look at the game actually right now. This is a big deal because this is really the first time that we've been able to show direct capture gameplay footage of new Gran Turismo games. So I know a lot of people are tuning in to watch that. This is a big deal.
Yeah, they just announced. They just did today the presentation, and we are watching the live stream of the game directly from the PlayStation 4 into your homes on YouTube. That's amazing.
This is amazing because it really lets people see just how good this game actually looks. And as you notice here, one thing to look that I picked up on when I first saw the game is the interiors of the cars are so detailed. when looking at them from the outside,
Yep.
that's you can tell all that extra horsepower under the hood of the PlayStation 4 is really coming through for us.
Yeah,
right
but
here.
they said in the presentation that they have all the cars have an interior cam. You can see the
Yes.
interior of every car, so it's going to be full of detail in this Gran Turismo Sport.
Yes, Kazunori mentioned that all of the cars have been reconstructed and improved since Gran Turismo 6. So these are, we could call them super premium, I think, in terms of the lingo in the forums. That,
137 super premium cars are going to be on Gran Turismo Sport. So
that's a lot of cars. Yeah, that's a lot of
super
cars.
premium. There aren't going to be another cars, but
Yeah.
super premium, the 137. Amazing. People are just focused right now on their screen.
Yes,
Their
yes.
competitors are almost ready. They cannot hear us, so we can say whatever we want with full respect, of course.
Exactly. Yeah, and here's another interesting aspect is the safety car, of course.
Yes.
You know, I really like to see this safety car. This is something a little new for GT Sport.
We've never seen this before, right? It's never
this
happened.
They did come out with the safety car in GT6, but it's great to see it being used in this capacity for this race. So it's going to do a lap, and the cars are going to line up. Of course, they can't pass it. They cannot pass one another. It's basically a rolling start, as you often see with oval racing. So, and he's going to dive into the pits, and now they'll be able to speed up, and we will go racing here when we get the green flag, which should be in just 1 second.
So the Spanish
There we
driver
go.
just passed the safety car.
Yeah. No, he's
Got
good
to
to
be a
go.
Spanish guy, man.
Yeah, looks like they're keeping it clean. Oh, we've got some action in the middle of the pack. Oh, we've got a spin. Okay. One of the first accidents in Gran Turismo Sport.
Can't wait to see them.
It was going to happen eventually, but that's the excitement of a short track like this.
Yes.
And
Anything
they're
can happen,
really
right?
Battling. Exactly. We got a Briton there and a Spaniard in the BMW Z4 and the Toyota FT1.
Yeah.
Two excellent looking cars. Oh, wow. Nice pass from, let's see, that was...
Assunção is on top right now. Kiefer, I think it's the German Kiefer. And Mr. Ruiz, it's third, the Spaniard.
Yeah, he's hanging in there. A little bit of contact against the wall.
Oh.
Looks like that definitely killed some speed on him there. We've got the Belgian in the R8. What a gorgeous car. I absolutely love the R8. Personal favorite.
Wow. This
Personal
camera
favorite car of mine.
Gotta say that this camera looks amazing. And for us, for the viewer's perspective, it looks wonderful. I mean, like I'm watching. I don't know. I'm just watching TV.
I know, it's what it feels like. I mean, this is at such a high quality. I think we're going to see a lot of people broadcasting these games on YouTube and stuff. I hope the quality of the stream and the quality of the game is coming through on the stream. Make sure you're viewing in the highest quality that your bandwidth can support, because this game, it really is a stunner. And look at all the details too. I mean, there's people in the crowds, there's trucks in the center and the infield there. Look at this battle for for first right now.
Mr. Yamauchi said that the game is about 50% of their development, so we're gonna see 50% better when it finished. So they're halfway through, just halfway, and it looks so incredible.
Let's see. You want to take a shot at the leader's name there? Let's see. It's probably more your forte.
Assunção.
Assunção. Okay.
Assunção.
He's putting in a great
It's a Portuguese last name, but he's from the UK, by my guess.
Yes, he's representing Great Britain.
Mr. Ruiz. He's a Spaniard. He likes tortilla de patata, the Spanish omelette, and jamón serrano, and probably, I'm not sure. I'm Spanish, so what we're gonna say.
Yeah, he's certainly putting.
He likes also café con leche. It's very popular in Spain.
Well, yeah, he's a true GT Academy star.
All the Spaniards are gonna appreciate this commentary because I'm Spanish. I can make jokes about ourselves, right?
Exactly.
You can you can say something about Kentucky or
I can,
whatever.
yes, and the Americans for sure. Yes, well, of course, there's lots of jokes about Americans with our oval racing. We do love our oval racing, so I'm sure that will certainly be a popular fact. But I gotta admit, this is really exciting stuff here. We got Assunção. He's still in first. He's battling traffic. That's another thing. This track is so short, the race leaders will come up on the back markers really quick. So they not only have to defend for the guys breathing down their neck, but they also have to make it around these back markers cleanly. So Sunchow's done a great job.
We have just had a look at Schroeders from Finland. Is the number one Finnish driver of Gran Turismo. So, but is making his way to the top.
Yeah, looks like we've had a lead
He
change.
was about 12th, and now it's right there.
Yes, well, you know, the Finns are, of course, legendary racing drivers, so he's definitely, he's probably got some ice running in his veins for sure, just like some certain other famous Finnish racing drivers. Looks like Vanderdonk is, man, he's really under heat from the Sunchow right now, the lead.
Wow.
Yeah, these guys.
Vanderdonk, this gentleman from Belgium, he scaled because he was sixth at the beginning of the race.
Yeah.
He made his way to the top, and now Mr. Assunção is recovering. But I don't know, it's so tight. These four racers, Ruiz, Kiefer, Vanderdonk, and Assunção are just fighting for this 4 places. Anything can happen right now.
Yeah, and you know, too, we need to keep in mind that really the true battle is between positions 7 and 8 here, because that's where the cutoff will be for the guys to continue. So if they want to keep racing, they have to get at least 7th place in this race to go on and meet the top 9 players who have already qualified in the time trial this morning. So a lot of action back there in the pack. We've got Brian Marsteller in 7th right now, as you can see. Looks like he's really close. He just dropped down into 8th. Great guy, American. I was just chatting with him earlier. So, wow, there's so many lead changes going on. It's hard to keep track of all this.
So it's happening so fast.
For first between Assunção and Vanderdonk.
Martino, the Italian, is also trying to get Ruiz out of the 4th place.
Wow, Vanderdonk and Assunção are neck and neck. And notice we have the gaps there showing up in red. That's a nice little feature there of the new user interface for Gran Turismo Sport. Looks like Vanderdonk has a pretty comfortable lead right now. Looks like he's passing the back marker in that's one of the Peugeot Vision GT cars, which we were talking about earlier. Notice it does not have distinct side windows, so really maybe a bit of an issue there, but man, it does look good.
Wow.
Okay, wow, Assunção's under...
Vanderdonk and Assunção are fighting for this 1st place. It's really tight, just 80.
Yeah, we've got the German here, Kiefer. He's really putting a lot of heat on Assunção, so he wants to keep that 2nd spot. Oh wow, he's making a move for it. He's taking that inside line, really coming on strong to Vanderdonk.
Kiefer was in was the first GT Academy with Germany in Abu Dhabi last year.
Yes,
he was there. I saw him.
That was a very competitive GT Academy final.
He's a great driver.
Oh, he's trying to get a good look at him. Trying to tuck it there on the inside. Vanderdonk goes wide. Oh, Sunchow. Okay, we're on the final lap right now, and they are neck and neck. Sunchow takes the lead, but Vanderdonk goes back on the inside. Wow, this is amazing racing. Oh, he's running out of track. Oh, Kiefer's got to be careful too.
There we go, last.
And there we go. Sunchow takes the lead. Wow, that was well done, guys. That was amazing great racing. What a way to start out the FIA competitions in Gran Turismo Sport. That's incredible. I mean, we couldn't ask for much better racing than that. What a finish!
Yeah, we've seen it on the screen, Mr. Assunção. Congratulations. That was a great race. But also the first 4, they would try to get the 1st place. They fight really hard. Oh, you see, Mr. Assunção had a C4 GP3.
Yes. Look how close the times are here. This is really close.
Well, Mr. Assunção is from Petersburg, and he's the 3rd UK in Abu Dhabi race camp. He was 3rd in Abu Dhabi race camp. So, yeah. That was,
yes, a good showing. I'm sure he's glad to be on top. And congratulations on winning the 1st official Gran Turismo Sport race.
That's amazing. Nobody can win the 1st again.
Yeah, exactly.
You can win after you, but not the first.
Yes, that will always be something he can put on his resume, which is something very special. What a way
Like
to start
the
out.
guy who put the first stone in the Great Wall of China. Nobody
Exactly.
could be the first putting the first stone, right? I don't know. I'm just guessing.
That's a big deal. That's a big deal.
You probably were the first. You were the first making a website for Gran Turismo.
One of the first.
Probably.
One of the first, yes.
Nobody could be you. Well,
Yeah. All right, so we've got Ben. What do you think about that, Ben? That was some great racing, and you've seen some really good racing in your time.
That was absolutely fantastic. Yes, guys, well done for calling that. It was really good oval racing. I've commentated on a few, as you say, over the years, and it was Fabio Assunção who won that race only just in the very last lap. So many congratulations to him, and we'll be seeing more of him later on. Now, for those of you watching the live streaming, don't forget you can get in touch using the hashtag GT Sport. So we'd love to have your comments and your opinions on what you've been seeing so far. Please do get in touch, and we'll try and get some of those opinions out before the end of the program. But we've got some more great racing to come, of course, and we're looking for the Nations Cup semi-final. That's going to be coming up next. And guys, I think after seeing that first race, we're expecting more of the same thing.
Yes, absolutely. You know, that was just an oval track, you know, a very short oval track at that. So, you know, once we get into the faster cars, more technical tracks, we've got another new track coming up here on the next round here. We've got the semifinal coming up. That's going to be on the new Tokyo Expressway, which is very exciting.
I tried it. I gotta say, yeah, I tried it right here on this very position right here. This is exactly console. It was tight. The Spaniards asked me, "Can you please race and we watch you race? We know the track." I said, "No cheating, guys." So that's what I made. So I made them go.
Well, Tokyo, of course, is an old favorite, and you know it's the streets of Tokyo, the highways through the city have been featured in Gran Turismo games since the very beginning. You know, a lot of the earliest night tracks in the game were in Tokyo, and of course, Tokyo R246 is one of the all-time favorite city tracks of many Gran Turismo players, and you know, so it's going to be interesting to see if this one will be as beloved. I had a chance to drive it earlier. It's very tight. It's very fast. There's not a lot of slow corners on this. It's deceptively quick. You think, oh, I might need to slow down a bit for these corners, but you know, especially in the faster GT3 cars.
There are a couple, but not much.
Yeah, not much. You know, if you've got some downforce, you can really carry a lot of speed through these corners, but you got to be careful. Don't clip the inside. There's not a lot of curbs here where you can kind of give you a heads up that you're getting too close to the wall. You kind of just have to eyeball it and hope that you don't make any contact.
Yeah, in my race there were a lot of crashes. Like everybody was crashing each other. So until I make my way to the top, it was hard. It was hard to ride past anyone because it's not, you know, it's not that. How you say? There are not so much slow corners, so it's hard to make it.
Yeah, you know, slow corners are really useful if you're a racing driver because that sort of lets you set up a pass, and you can, if you're faster than the guy in front of you, you can get closer to him, and then slower corner you can maybe. Well, we call it dive bombing. That's not usually an endearing term, but not necessarily a good thing. But you know, gives you an opportunity to sort of outbrake him and take a position. So I'm not sure what's going to happen on this track. I'm afraid we might have a few accidents. So we'll have.
I hope we have. So we have some, you know.
We'll have some excitement. Yeah. There are guys from Sony and Polyphony who are, of course, watching all these races, and they are going to make sure that everybody's playing by the rules, playing fair.
Fair play, friends.
Yes, fair play. Fair play. Of course, this is
always. Online, offline, with friends. just an advice for the youngsters.
Exactly.
So fair play for everybody, because we hate when you play online. You hate that guy, that guy who's not playing fair.
Exactly. Don't be that guy. You know. And, you know, really talking about these rules, it's really important now because these events are basically sanctioned by the FIA. The FIA is going to have a huge role in the, you know, these Nations Cup and Manufacturers Cup, which are going to be much bigger events. These are sort of a preview, basically, of what these events are going to be like, but they're going to be taking place later in the year at times and dates and venues which are yet to be announced, but I'm sure they will be very, very exciting. And, you know, the FIA brings a lot of credibility. They bring a lot of seriousness to this, and I think you know, as we've been talking about how the Gran Turismo Sport is really a new era in this series, but it's also a new era in motorsport. This partnership with the FIA is a new era in racing competition in a way that we've not really seen before, because it does bring a certain seriousness and a real competitiveness to these races. As you can see how serious these guys are taking it.
Yeah, because you know it's besides GT Academy make it professional, and people who start digitally racing on Gran Turismo now they're professional drivers.
They are.
So it's how this game is close to reality that make people train with Gran Turismo and they turn to professional drivers. That's crazy. That's something that 15 years ago you say that and they call you crazy. They tied you up and they locked you up in a crazy house. I don't know how to say that.
The nut house.
The nut house, yeah. I guess. I don't know. It's the first. Also, I'm gonna have to apologize. It's the first time I'm doing this in English.
Oh, you're doing great.
For everything I say, if it's wrong, I'm sorry. And just call Sony or you. Just call Jordan. He's his fault.
No,
Just kidding.
no, you're doing fine. You're doing fine. But yeah, this is really a new era, and you know the FIA in particular is really a big thing. You know, the esports are coming on, and for Gran Turismo, this is quite a big deal. Quite a big deal. But yeah, I'm anxious for people to take a look at this. Of course, these are now this is something else I want to mention. For the 9 players who pre-qualified for this race, basically in the time trial from earlier this morning, this will be their first time racing. So they're at a slight disadvantage here, you know, because this isn't a time trial. This is an actual race. They've had a chance to play the game. They did an early preview event last night, so they kind of got to be the first people, which was a real honor, I must say, for them to get to play Gran Turismo Sport the day before it was even announced. That was incredible. But they've basically been doing time trials, racing against, you know, the computer, the artificial intelligence. So now they're going up against, well, you know, 16 of their competitors who are also some of the very, very best in the world. This will also be the first chance for the Japanese drivers to see what they can do, see if those hot laps that they put in can actually carry over into some racing. Racing is very different from hot lapping.
Also the build that they have last night of Gran Turismo Sport, it's at earlier because they have a new one this morning. So this one is like right out of the oven, or whatever oven they have in Polyphony Digital. So they bring this today, and it's going to be a new tomorrow, and they're making huge improvements every day because they had the things that fixed from yesterday are key today for the competition. So just, you know, can't wait till we start.
Oh yeah, I think it shows just how hard the guys at Polyphony are working back in Japan and Amsterdam and the U.S. It's amazing. They say, yeah, we're getting new builds all the time. The game is moving forward. They're putting a lot of work into this, and it shows. I can see a difference even from last night. This is really, really impressive. Sort of an inside look into a very secretive development company. You can see just how fast and how hard they work. It's very, very impressive.
Katsunori told us at this roundtable that we made earlier today, he said that if we try the professional difficult of the game, the highest is, he said, is as fast as a human being. He cannot be faster. So if you beat that difficulty, you're ready almost to try to make it online, or to make it to GT Academy, or make it, you know, to the competition or the FIA, Gran Turismo.
Exactly.
So,
yeah, one thing I'm curious about, you know, is I feel like GT Academy over the past few years has really focused on turning a gamer into a professional racing driver, which obviously is a huge deal. It will continue to be a huge deal for
I mean, it's
forever.
not the same, right?
It's not the same, but you know, I think now that we have this esports platform, Gran Turismo Sport is focusing so much on the competition aspect. I think you're going to see guys who sort of maybe stay exclusively in the esports realm to make a name for themselves. I mean, obviously you've been watching, you know, YouTube. I mean, you've seen how esports has grown over the past few years, and a lot of these guys have turned into celebrities in their own right.
Yeah, of course. They're massive games, and this Gran Turismo have been grown online in the esports area so much this years. Also, we have Lucas Ordóñez right here, the original GT Academy champion right there. Spaniard, by the way, just saying. Also, we're going to have it around tonight at some point, right? And the race is about to start. right, Jordan?
Yeah, they're in the Mazda MX-5. So this is interesting. It's a slower car, not as much downforce on these as what we saw on the oval track. So it's going to be kind of a different challenge. This track, as I was saying earlier, it has, as you'll see on the stream, once again, I'm so excited that we're doing this live stream so that people at home can actually see what the game looks like. They don't have to rely on shaky cam footage, as we call it, to somebody filming someone playing on these games. You actually get to see what it really looks like. Once again, I hope you're using the maximum stream quality settings for your internet connection at home, because the game really looks good, I must say.
And also, we want to clarify, really, it's halfway through. Katsunori told us it's 50% of the game, so it's 50% away from big gold. So if it looks like this, when it's going to be 100%, I don't know. I don't know what can it take us.
I'm very impressed already.
Yes.
And once again, this will be out in November. Go ahead and get those pre-orders in now. Can't hurt to get your name reserved on a copy of Gran Turismo Sport. You want to make sure you get one. I think, man, the servers are going to just be flooded with people playing these games. I can't wait to see what happens.
It's 16th for Europe and United States, 18th for the UK, and 15th for Japan. So if you're Japanese, you're going to get it 24 hours earlier.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, with time changes.
I think it's because it's close. It's closer to them.
That's true.
So just have to, just go to the stores by themselves.
That's true.
And take the games. Probably. I'm not sure. No, just kidding. It's a global release. Pretty much. It's about hours, but it's a global release. So it's going to be pretty exciting.
It's very different from the old days. The original games. It would come out in one region.
Right?
Yeah, months, and people would go to great lengths to import the game, and people actually in the early days when you had to have different region-locked PlayStations. Actually knew some people, on GT Planet that would actually go to the extreme of actually importing the console from Japan, from Europe, to actually be able to play the game just a few months before other people. That's how much people love this franchise and love this game.
Also, it's good that now PlayStation 4 is region-free, so you can play games from Spain, from Asia, from NTSC or PAL. You call it PAL?
Yeah.
PAL version, so you can play anywhere. I brought games from Spain to my friend in Los Angeles. Every time I go to E3, I just brought a bunch of games. Like, dude, just get them. And they're not in Spanish. They're put in the console and they're in English. So it's beautiful because it's like gaming's global right now. So it's beautiful. It's a great time to be alive and great time to be a gamer.
It is a great time to be a gamer. It's a great time to love cars and love racing, because in so many ways this really democratizes the sport of motorsport. So here we go. Yes. We can actually show you guys what this new Tokyo track looks like. As you can see, it's very different. I love looking at the skyline. Hopefully we'll get to see some shots in the replay angles, and you'll get to see just how nice these buildings really look.
Tomibahashi, Taneichi, and Takahashi are the first three, so they make the best time, right?
Exactly. Yeah, I think the story of this race, what I'm going to be watching out for is the Japanese guys. They're representing Asia, and they've really made a statement by locking up the top 3 spots in the time trial. So
not just because there were 3 out of 3, so they came to the semifinal. But they made their best 3 times. It's amazing.
Yeah, that certainly got everyone's attention, I know. But the Japanese, every time they enter these time trial competitions, they always just put in just unbelievable times. And I've tried to get into GT Academy myself, and I consider myself fairly good at the game. Certainly nothing to the caliber of these guys, but it's really hard, and these guys are in a true class by themselves. Interesting to see how these guys too, guys that are warmed up now. The bottom half of the grid really they're back in the seat. They're feeling good. They've got a feel for the game. They've got a feel for these seats, a feel for the steering wheels. That's another thing. The steering wheels are. It's a very personal thing. You get used to your setup at home, and you have your wheels and pedals, and it all feels good. Then you go to these events, everything's in a little bit of a different position. The wheel might feel a little bit different. The pedals might be a little bit closer than you're used to. So there's a lot of things to take into account. And here we go. The race is about to start.
Okay. So it's going to be hard to make it to the top if you know, for the Spaniard, Mr. Ruiz, he made a great time earlier, but it's going to be super hard.
Yes, it will definitely play to the strengths of the Japanese players. A little bit of contact between those two, but didn't really cost them anything, although Thornton here is gaining
So,
on
Jordan, tell us what's going to happen now. Who's qualifying? Who's passing? Who's winning?
Yeah, well, I think wow, look at Takahashi and Tomibahashi here in the lead. They are starting to pull away from the pack already.
Yes.
And this could be an epic battle between the two top Japanese drivers.
You can see Takahashi on screen. He's so focused. Yeah, he's focused.
Yeah, he is really focused. I think these guys can sort of
Discipline.
Yes.
It's
Look, here
the culture. Just
we've got some
lovely.
action in third, fourth, and fifth spots, I believe there.
It was
You
fine.
can see just how fast these corners are.
Yes.
You can take so much speed into them, more than you might expect. It's like Takahashi turned in a little too soon there.
Yep.
That's the tricky thing about these high-speed corners. You want to turn in at the exact right moment. If it's a little bit too late, you're going to slide out and hit the wall. If it's a little bit too early, you'll hit the wall on the inside. So there's a lot to, it's all timing on a high-speed track like this.
Oh, Takahashi was.
Tanechi goes wide.
Tanichi.
Tanichi. We got Takahashi and
Tanechi.
I apologize for bungling
please.
these names.
Please apologize for Japanese.
As you mentioned, it's not the best season for my Japanese pronunciations.
It's better in the summer. You know.
Yeah, you better. I'm generally in the fall. My Japanese pronunciations.
I feel more, more Japanese during the summer.
But you know, look at these guys. They've had a couple of bumps, the contacts into the wall, and yet they've kept it clean, and they're still in the lead. They're pulling away from the pack.
But they're like they built a wall.
Oh, Tanechi goes into the wall again. Oh, this is a replay. Okay, yeah, that was nice. Yeah, I didn't catch that. That was great. Yeah. Takahashi's still in the lead.
You know, Takahashi was finalist for GT Academy Asia Race Camp 2015.
Yeah, that
last
was
year. Here you have it.
Very competitive year. One of the first chances for a lot of the guys in Asia to really make a name for themselves.
Yes.
Get themselves out there.
Yeah, GT Academy is now arriving to places they've never been. Right.
Yes. Continues to grow.
It's great.
So.
But they're right there. They're on the top. They cannot, it's Mazda is a Japanese car, isn't it?
Yes.
Manufacturer. So they know this. They know this. They know the track. They know the car.
Yep.
They're Japanese, so they're perfect fit for this track and for this race.
Yeah, perfect fit. And
no wonder if
Japanese
if
cars,
they want
Japanese drivers on a Japanese track playing a Japanese game.
Wow, that's like like a vortex is going to open and absorb them inside. But if they win, it's everything a perfect fit for that.
They are certainly putting on a clinic right here in clean competition. Look how close they are. I mean, this is bumper to bumper stuff right here. This is great.
Yeah, it's much harder to drive with the Mazda because it's a little slower than the premium cars that you were seeing earlier today. Because it's a little bit slower, and also it's harder to pass. But JT Lauro, it's right there, so it's not that far away. Tanichi,
yeah, JT is extremely fast. He's one of the top drivers on GT Planet. He was a finalist in GT Academy in 2015, so just last year. So he's definitely fresh. He's on top of his game right now, and I'm sure he was glad to come back. Look at this. He's been one of the first drivers to really put some consistent heat on the Japanese.
Yes.
And look here, Abraham coming up in fifth place as well. Looks like he got a good run out of that corner.
Okay. And
Yeah,
because it's the same car, exactly the same specs, just built for consistency, for performance.
Yep, this
So
is
there's no
spec
difference.
racing at its finest.
We've got
so
some
contact here. Look at JT moving into third spot. Nice work, the American there.
Oh, there
Now
you
we'll
go.
have to see how Tanichi deals with this pressure. See if he can battle back. JT is he's hit the NOS button, I think.
Yes. he split the Japanese trio and make his way to the top. Also, GT Lara was finalist for the UK GT Academy 2015 too. So he's proven to be a fast driver and a good driver and consistent.
Yes, he made it all the way to the UK finals in Silverstone. So that was great. We know that he's fast both in a real car and in the game. So yeah. So
Yes.
Look at JT. He's getting a little.
Oh,
bit
he
more,
lost it. Taneichi cannot be. He's not gonna drop this third position just like that. Taneichi, oh my God. Taneichi is 21 years old, man.
21 years old, and he's
that was
on
long
one
ago.
of the biggest stages of sim racing that has ever really been. So
If
he's
you're so
earning some
good with
stripes.
21 years old, I mean, like you're gonna be. He's gonna be a legacy.
Oh, absolutely. Look at this. Look at this.
This
JT's
is
trying to
so
make a
tight.
He's going to make a move on both. He's going for second.
Oh my God. Oh yeah, and Meadows, your friend Meadows, it's right there.
Absolutely.
It's happy birthday, Meadows.
Yes,
They're calling
he's
today.
looking to get another birthday present here.
Yeah, birthday Meadows. There you go, GT Lara. There you go. Oh, like it is.
Really interesting. I mean, this has been a battle between the Japanese and the Americans. Americans are really.
You can see him now on the screen. He's biting his lip. He's so tense. But it's good. It's good that we have some, disturbance in the force of the three Japanese trio that is on top. JT Lara is up.
Push them to get their best.
Yeah,
But
it's
look at
pushing.
that. We still have 3 Japanese flags at the top. Look at here, Terrell Meadows
It's
making a pass on JT.
Oh, happy birthday to you, Meadows. You just passed GT Lara. Oh
That
my
is
God.
Excellent. He is up in a fourth. There's a nice replay of that. What a nice pass.
That was a nice
He just
play by
lightly
Meadows.
touched the brakes on that, and that's really all he needed to do. But I think he could have carried even
Wow.
more speed through there.
Well,
Looks
we
like he
are-
had carried a little too much speed. Just as I said that, commentator's curse.
Happy birthday, Meadows. We call him that. Oh, it's the final lap. We're in the final lap.
Final lap.
Oh my God, this is going to be so tight.
Yep. So we've got just over a minute here remaining.
What do you
in
think?
this race. I tell you what, these Japanese guys, they have
Solid, right?
A solid showing. I'm very impressed. I think they're going to be the favorites going into the final race. I mean, look at Takahashi.
They're consistent.
Look how
They're
far out ahead he is.
consistent.
I mean, this is a really dominant performance from him.
Yeah, Takahashi is a student, 22 years old, from Kanagawa. Kanagawa, I don't know.
Kanagawa.
Is Kanagawa right? Is that correct? I said it right?
Sounds right to me. Sounds good.
Sounds
to me.
right to you.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Oh,
Look
there
at
you go.
this. Yeah, looks like the guys sort of spread out a little bit. Maybe
Yes.
they wonder if maybe they wanted to play it safe because, of course, I mean, this is the important thing to remember is that the top 8 guys will be moving on to the next round. So, that's really all these guys we've been talking about. They're safe. They want to get in there, but they definitely want to prove themselves too. A true racing driver always wants to win.
We're gonna lose the Spaniards. We're gonna lose the Spaniards tonight. Amigos, adios. Pobrecitos, cachiche la madre.
There's our race winner, Takahashi. Congratulations, Takahashi. That was a very, very, very dominant
Great
performance.
job.
Well earned.
Great job.
Well
Great job.
earned.
Great
Well
job,
earned.
Takahashi. Congratulations.
Really interesting race. I was surprised how much passing we got. The guys were really taking some risks there.
He looks surprised. He doesn't look surprised. I win.
No, he is cool as a cucumber, as we say back in Kentucky. So,
Oh my God.
yeah, we're going to get to be talking to Lucas here in just 1 second. Cannot wait to hear from him, see what he has to think about this.
Yes.
But that was a great race, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was amazing. Also, they proved their consistency. They're solid drivers. They never made a mistake in the entire career and the entire race. It was pretty amazing to watch them drive. And I learned a lot. If you're careful, if you're consistent, if you're focused, you can make it.
Exactly. Yeah.
I'm more passionate, I risk a lot, and I lost a lot of races because of that.
Yeah. It's once you get into it, you really feel it. You really feel it. So, all right, Ben's over here. He's gonna talk with Lucas for a little bit. So how you doing, Lucas?
Thank you very much, guys. Yes, I'm with Lucas Ordonez, and Lucas was the winner of the Nissan GT Academy back in 2008. And Lucas, since then, you've turned it into a professional racing career. Tell us, first of all, what your thoughts are on GT sport as we've seen it tonight, because it's your first opportunity to really see it as well.
Yes, it's the first time, and it's incredible event to be. And for sure, incredible racing with the top drivers around the world. And yeah, I had the chance to drive a little bit in previously after Yamauchi-san presentation, and incredible, no? Incredible graphics and physics, and yeah, it's great fun to watch on the big screen, and having fun tonight.
Fabulous stuff. I mean, of course, you famously have turned a career of racing the simulators into a real racing career. Just remind us what you're racing at the moment.
Yes, you know, thank God 8 years ago I found my way, you know, playing at home on Gran Turismo, and now 8 years later racing all around the world. But at this season in 2016 we are on the Blancpain Endurance Series in Europe, racing the Nismo GTR GT3. And yeah, doing well. We were not lucky last weekend in Silverstone, but yeah, we keep fighting, and now getting ready for one of the big ones of this year, which is the Nürburgring 24 Hours. So that's a place, iconic place, very special, very challenging, but excited to race against Yamauchi-san.
Just tell me, how much do you still do this yourself? Do you spend much time still gaming, or are you always now focused on the real cars?
Well, obviously, racing in real cars takes a lot of time of your personal life, but obviously, I always try to keep, you know, training, especially when the Nürburgring 24-hour comes. You know, 25 kilometers track is really helping me in the Gran Turismo. So. Yeah, every time trying to get some online racing. A few weeks ago, I organized a race with my GT Planet guys and friends, and yeah, it was good fun.
Well, fantastic. Well done. It's great to have you with us. It's time to go back to the casters for the next race.
Thank you, Ben and Lucas. That was great to hear from you guys. And so now, here we are. We're in the Nations Cup final already. So once again, let's recap here exactly what we're looking at. So we started out with 32 of the fastest Gran Turismo players, basically worldwide, that were invited to come here to this very special event. And now we're down to 8.
Wow.
So yeah, that was quick, wasn't it?
Wow, that was bam, right there.
Yes, that was very, very fast. And so interesting thing about this race, they're going to be in much faster cars and at a true classic British circuit, Brands Hatch.
Wow.
And also happens to be one of the best looking circuits, in my opinion, in the Gran Turismo game. It just looks beautiful.
Yeah. Tell me more about it.
Yeah, well, you know, it's a... there's several different configurations of the track. We'll be on the GP circuit, and this is one of the oldest, most famous British racing tracks. I know Ben said he had done some instructing there on the track, so he knows it very, very well. And it's just got a lot of really challenging corners. There's some difficult camber, so you might have to go a little bit slower than it might look into a corner. So the faster cars, these will be these are technically the Group 1 cars in GT Sport. As we mentioned earlier, GT Sport has a new grouping of cars, a new way to categorize them, which is kind of its own unique thing. So we're going to learn more about that later. Lifting will share more with that, more details of that to come. But yeah, basically they're LMP cars. We're going to have a few Vision GT cars in this as well. So probably, you know, probably the LM55 Mazda Vision GT car, I think might be making an appearance.
Yeah, also there's that car just right there.
Yeah, I know, it's literally, that's what I'm pointing at. Yeah,
it's right there. It's really impressive.
It's a little distracting.
Right here.
Yeah, it's a little distracting to have all these amazing cars right there. So.
Yeah, I tried to open one, but the key from my Renault doesn't work.
Oh,
it's bad.
Maybe next time.
I'm not. I gotta try it. You know.
Maybe next time. Maybe next time.
There comes the cars. I don't know. Maybe the lock is, you know, not that hard to break.
Yeah. Looks like the drivers are starting to get into place now. There's a much smaller field, so you know, it's going to be kind of interesting to see if we get the same type of close racing. But with the faster cars, the guys may stay bunched up fairly closely. I'm interested to see how they do. I think we might see, I've just got this feeling, we might see another dominant performance by the Japanese.
Well, I mean, because of the consistency they proved
so fast
in the last race, it's going to be, I'm sure, a great performance by them.
Yes.
Do you bet on the Japanese trio? Would you?
I really like these guys. They're going to be tough to beat, but I cannot rule out that performance from the Americans I mean, JT Laro, Tyrrell Meadows, the birthday boy. I mean, he could have a birthday spoiler and just come out and win this whole thing. That would be pretty cool. That would be a pretty cool birthday present for him, I must say.
Maybe if Meadows just go and tell them, dude, guys, it's my birthday today. Just let me finish, I don't know, third. And just, you know, that's not going to happen. They're so competitive because they're professional athletes, you can say digital athletes, and some of them are really racing right now.
They really are. You can tell they're giving it all they got because this is a big stage. This is the first introduction to sort of FIA-sanctioned events in GT Sport. This is the first of many of which will be taking place this year, and I'm sure next year as well. So this is quite a thing to make a name for yourself on, and everybody wants to win this. I don't think they'll be giving the birthday boys. The birthday boy any free passes on this one, nor should they. I'm sure he would want to earn it fair and square.
We can, you know, all the drinks are on the house, everything we can have, but not the victory of this tournament. And also, as you say, the guy who wins this first national cup is going to be the Nations Cup. Sorry, is going to be the first one ever on Gran Turismo Sport.
That's a big deal, and you know,
you're going to be the original.
The original, exactly. Yeah,
you're going to be the Lucas of GT Academy. You're going to be just the first of the original champions of.
That's true. Yeah, they aren't just racing for their name; they're racing for their country as well. So, you know, there's a lot of national pride. You want to represent your country well. I mean, it was quite an honor to be invited to this event for all these guys, myself and you as well. I mean, just to be part of it is really exciting and a true honor. So. Of all the fast players in their countries, these were the guys who were chosen, and I'm sure they want to prove themselves, as would anybody. Yeah,
as you say, it's an honor for me too. It's the first time I'm doing this in English, as I say, and I'm kind of nervous at some points, but I'll try to make it. And it's really an honor. I feel humble. I feel, you know, I don't know. It's going to be a great night, and it's amazing how they are excited. How they're happy about it being here.
Yeah, this is really
some serious faces.
Very serious faces. Well, this is the series final round.
It's curious because it's fun because you can play with your shoes on, but they decide to go no shoes.
No shoes. Yes, so that's an interesting debate, sort of in the sim racing community. A lot of people prefer socks. So yeah, all right, so we're going to take a look at a video that summarizes the qualifying event, I think. So let's take a look.
We're actually in the Copper Box Arena, part of the London Olympic venue, and there's going to be a lot of international media, some manufacturer representatives as well from the big car companies, and it's going to be live streamed around the world so that everybody gets a chance to see how this new game looks on PS4. So clever new graphics, there's a massive amount of work been going into building the cars that are on the game.
We had the pleasure really to do something for the very first time for millions of fans out there, to create a Bugatti product that for the first time was accessible to so many players. From the Bugatti side, we approached this project, I think, from two directions. On the one hand, we clearly wanted to give a preview of the production car to come, the Bugatti Chiron. So this was an introduction about the key design elements that the future car will carry, like the 8-eye face from the front, the iconic horseshoe, the strong centerline accentuation, the Bugatti line that you see in side view, and lastly also in rear view the single beam taillight. On the other hand, for us it was a challenge as a thinking scenario, how do we participate in this category Vision Gran Turismo, to base it on a very realistic car, the Bugatti Chiron, and imagine what our vision could be to go racing with that car.
So there's a huge amount going on in and around the arena. Outside, there are driving experiences going on in some pretty fabulous cars with professional drivers. But there's some serious gaming to be going on tonight, some proper racing, and the guys from all over the world will be competing to try and win the trophy at the end of the night. The manufacturer's trophy is the big one on offer. There's also the Nations Cup. So the competitive element tonight is crucial as well. We've got drivers from all over the world getting onto the driver simulators. This arena's seen some great sporting prowess in the past as part of the Olympics, but it's going to be esports tonight to see who comes out on top to win either the manufacturer's trophy or the Nations Cup, and it's going to be seriously competitive.
Oh, it's a great video. That's a nice reminder of just how amazing this event has been. I mean, we've got exotic cars outside doing hot laps around the parking lot. We've got incredible Vision GT cars in here. We've got the best Gran Turismo players in the world. We've got a brand new Gran Turismo game on PlayStation 4.
And also, I get the chance to take a round on the Lotus.
Oh yeah, how was that?
The only one Lotus in the world. That's a one-of-a-kind car. They take me for a spin. It was crazy. It was crazy. It was crazy. Like feeling, because I wasn't driving, because I probably crashed it in the first corner, but they put a professional driver with me, and it was great. That was amazing.
Yeah, I saw those rides look pretty
and
crazy.
Everybody
out
can experience that, because they have plenty of cars outside, so you can try. With us at this wristband, everybody can try and can go and try it. It was fun, and it's been a great day today.
Absolutely, and there's still so much more to come. I mean, we're starting once again. If you're just now joining us, we are on the final round of the Nations Cup tournament, which is our first tournament of the day here at the Gran Turismo Sport unveiling in the Copper Box, Olympic Park in London. So these are the fastest 8 players remaining from the 32 who you saw on the on that trailer there just now. These are the guys that remain. Of course, 9 of them were able to skip the first round, which we had at a new half-mile oval circuit, and so that was a huge advantage for them because they didn't have to worry. But also they got their first taste of racing on a really tricky new Tokyo track, which none of them had ever seen before. Yep. So,
but probably the Japanese trio know that, because they take a walk on Tokyo and they say, oh, these are the tracks. This is going to be the race is going to be over here.
Exactly.
Also, I gotta say, we have Ricardo here from the last GT Academy champion from last year. ¿Cómo estás, amigo? Bien.
Yeah. Yeah, it's great to finally meet him.
He's a great racer from Mexico. He's a wonderful guy also. He drew me around on Jazz Marina. It was great.
Yeah. Here we go. So it's our first look at the new brands patch in GT Sport.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
It's a big deal.
This is a big deal.
The real thing.
This is a big deal. We've got a
wow.
We've got a special little intro here.
Yeah.
Kind of show what the Nations Cup final. I mean,
GT Sport World Final Nations
Whitney does
Cup.
such a great job on their videos, so the editing, the lighting.
Yeah.
This is really exciting. I think it's sort of
FIA Gran Turismo Championships.
I can't believe that this is actually happening. I'm seeing
it's a real thing.
I'm seeing a Gran Turismo race organized it with the help of the FIA. So
we want to have a professional F1 caster with us today.
Oh, what an honor. What an honor to be here with Ben. Yeah.
Amazing.
So let's take a look at our grid here. We have, looks like we are going to have Takahashi up here in front. Oh, he's in the Audi R18.
No wonder.
That is a very good car. Kenichi in the Peugeot 908. And Takahashi in the Toyota. So he is back. Oh, there's the
birthday boy.
Yes, this is the Hyundai Vision GT car, and in the Mazda LN55. Ooh, these cars are going to be a handful around here.
Oh wow, that car is also right here.
That's pretty incredible. Oh wow, JP Laro's in the Tomahawk. That is a beast. Vanderdonk, he did great in the first race. He's in the Bugatti. That's his.
This car is also here. I'm just amazed about this. I mean, the cars are right here. They're racing with them.
This is a true battle of the Titans. I mean, wow, this is a big deal. We have the best GT players in some of the fastest cars in the game. Let's see what happens on a very, very tight technical track. Look at this, it's really close going into the first turn. Oh my gosh.
There you go. Oh, the Spanish
Coming up
trio
into Druid.
strikes again.
Oh, we got a little bit of contact.
Ooh.
With the Briton. Oh, he's falling back.
Abraham. Ooh. He kind of came out for that, but it was hard.
Two or three wide down there at the bottom
Look
of
at
Graham
this,
Hill.
Abraham. He got from 6th to 3rd in no time.
An absurdity here. This is a really tough corner.
Wow.
Look at Tyrell, the birthday boy. He's making a move. Gosh, that is so tricky.
Tommy Bahashi
Where he had passed right there.
So he dropped to 5th. Oh my God.
Yeah, look at Abraham up into 4th. That's a really great result for him. He's going to be really pushing hard. He's in a great car, too.
He's
All the guys
feeling
are in
it.
different cars. So
Birthday boy is feeling it.
he is.
He's coming up. He's going against Taniichi.
And now this race, they're all going for the win. You know, it's not just about making it to the next race. This is we've got Abraham off in the Mazda. He has some contact. Look like he's fallen to the back there.
Yeah.
Interesting that Vanderdonk is in one of the amazing cars, but he's not been able to do too much. He's not really made a move from that last spot on the grid.
Wow, this is,
look here.
It's back in the 4th. He's crazy. Oh
no, he's really struggling right now.
He's out. It's 7th.
Maybe Vanderdonk can make a move, but
Vanderdonk is having some troubles to make it.
He must
7th.
be struggling a little bit.
Scale it. There you go.
Oh, let's
Now
see.
he's
We've got
7th.
somebody. Oh, wait a minute. That was Tomo Bahashi, one of the Japanese. He's gone to the back of the grid now.
They're both down.
Wow, this is quite a development.
This is what happened. Out.
Wow, that is such a tricky
both
corner.
out.
Wow, we got the
both
crowd
out.
into it. This is true. This is a true esports environment here. This is pretty amazing. Look at Takahashi down.
Takahashi's by himself right now.
And he's in a great car. That Audi R18 is one of the best.
He's have to defend himself with the best techniques he has.
Terrell, yes.
Ooh, Meadows.
Yeah,
right there.
the birthday boy.
He can almost smell the cake of Takahashi.
Wouldn't that be amazing if he actually won? You know
That
he's
would be
fighting. He's
great.
going to give it everything he's got. Oh, he's got to be careful there. It's so easy to drop a wheel on the outside.
In 20 years, Meadows, if he wins, he's going to tell the story. Remember that now, but it's 15 years old, and I win.
Coming up
GT
to
Sport.
Clark curve here. This is another really
amazing.
tricky. It's so hard to know when to brake there, to throw the car over the hill, and then got to keep it tucked inside. But these cars are generating so much downforce. They're really going to feel good through there. Look at Vanderdonk. He's made his way all the way up to up to 5th.
Takahashi is fast, man.
Yeah, and just look at what that Bugatti's doing against this Tanichi in the Peugeot here. This is
Where's Tanichi? Tanichi's out. What happened?
Let's see. Yeah, it looks like he has dropped out, so maybe some technical problems for him. Yeah. Takahashi, look at Tyrell. He's still right up there. Look how close they are at the.
So close. The timing is so close.
Oh yeah, just fractions of a second.
They're pretty.
And JT is hanging right in there too. It's like he's 0.4 of a second back from Tyrell. So he's wanting to get in on this action too. This is wow. What a race! That was
Meadows and Takahashi are doing the same time, pretty much. It's almost the same time. Can you see this?
Oh yes,
It's almost the same time.
almost the same.
There's that birthday boy.
There's Tyrell. Yeah, he is really focused right
It
now.
looks like Jason Derulo having a wheel right now. I mean, just kind of look alike.
Vanderdonk has gone off, so that will put him into the back of the grid in the Bugatti. A real shame because he was really doing quite well there.
He got it. You have to be aggressive because it's
so
huge.
tricky. Yeah, you got nothing to lose at this point. Give it everything you've got.
Have to risk it.
But looks like we're halfway through the race right now.
Yes.
So maybe if there's some trouble in the front of the pack, maybe he can fight back for another position. Just Tanichi working his way down through Paddock Hill there.
Okay, Junichi
They're
Tomayashi.
side by side through doing this. That's such a.
Takahashi is right there, standing still.
These two Japanese drivers, they know they're.
If you see, the last lap was Meadows was a little bit faster. A little bit faster, but just this
Yeah,
close.
so we have like 7,000ths of a second.
Takahashi looking there like nothing is gonna take his first
Tyrell
spot.
is the fastest guy on the grid right now, and he is going to be pushing hard for that lead against the Audi.
Oh,
Takahashi's proven himself to be a very stout competitor and cool under pressure. cool as a cucumber, as I think I said earlier. That was always looking for an excuse to use that analogy again.
Let's see.
So we're on with Thornton in the Renault GT car. What a crazy car. Doesn't that look fantastic?
Yep. Okay, we're getting there.
We're down here through.
Kobayashi just scale up a little bit. It came from the bottom, but no, I don't think it's gonna happen. Abraham dropped to the 8th.
Yeah, Abraham looks like he's probably going to be out of the picture at this point. Look at here. Takahashi is going for a pass through, and a little bit of contact there. I wonder if the stewards might want to take a look. Oh, wait a minute. That was Tanichi. He really lost it coming out of the top of the
Yep.
A very tough corner. If you drop a wheel off there, there's a little bit of traction on the curb out there. Oh, wow. He looks like he lost it before he even reached the curbs there. Tough break for him, but that's he's not the first person to make that mistake there. This is a very, very challenging track.
Yes.
Good JT and the Tomahawk there. That is a crazy fast car.
JT Lara on screen right now. I'm in focus. I think you can cut the tension with a knife right now.
Yeah, look at
the
these
tension
guys.
with his eyes on the screen.
They are super focused. They definitely want to win this Nations Cup. They're not just racing for themselves. They are racing for that flag that's floating above their car right now.
Ooh, look at that Meadows time.
Wow.
Last lap. It was just super fast.
Yeah, so
a little bit faster than Takahashi.
Yeah. Oh, wait a minute. Takahashi reset fast lap again. He's the first driver to go to the 116s with a 116.966. Tyrell is at a 117.2, so he's going to have to find 0.3 of a second. Oh, Tyrell goes off. Oh, no. Shoot. That was not what he wanted for his birthday. Let's see what happened. This is how it...
No.
He pushed it a little too far on the paddock hill bend there. That is...
I feel bad because it's his birthday, but
I feel bad too. But
it's
on the final
competition.
lap now. He really wanted to make a move for it. So
there you go.
Go big or go home. So now it looks like JT Lara will be the last guy to hope that Takahashi makes a mistake. But I tell you what, if he put that in, that went 116.9. That was a heck of a lap. That's going to be hard to tell. You can hardly even see him right there. He's
it's out. I think it's out. Oh, look at Tomoyasu.
Oh, he make it to the second. Wow. He is really finally going to make it a 1-2 on the podium for the Japanese.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, JT's going off. Hang on to that podium, JT. Oh, no. He's off into the gravel now. So can he maintain that position? Look here, who's going to take advantage of it? And Takahashi, there we go. He's crossing the finish line. That is your inaugural Nations Cup
There you go.
Gran Turismo Sport winner. Congratulations, Tamabahashi.
Oh, happy as a kid. Number one.
What a race. He has earned that. Just incredible. There we go. Congratulations.
He's shaking, man.
He's shaking.
Amazing. Congratulations.
As he should. Yeah, well done.
That was amazing. That was amazing. Amazing race.
And that was not an easy race.
No, but he stick to the first spot. Never dropped it. It's amazing. It was great. Amazing.
Incredibly impressive. It's going to be interesting to see what he does as we move to the Manufacturers Cup now, but wow, he really made a name for himself right there.
Yes.
Well done, Takahashi. That was very, very impressive.
Oh my God.
It looks like he's talking with some of his other Japanese.
Yeah, Tomobayashi would be my guess, and Thornton there, 1 second and third. And Thornton, how he made it there, because he wasn't even, we barely talk about Thornton, right?
Yeah, so we've got the leaderboard here. This is our finishing position. We see Thornton representing the home crowd here on Great Britain. That was a great job rounding out the podium.
Yeah, also because he never, at the beginning, he didn't show.
Okay, yeah, all right. So we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we will maybe take a look at our winner. So check it out. Stay with us.
And welcome back to the GT Sport unveiling here, and what racing we have been enjoying. But just before we speak to our winner, I'd like to introduce Graham Stoker, who's the Deputy President for Sport of the FIA. And Graham, really great racing. Tell us about the involvement, though, of the FIA in this e-racing now.
Well, we've been working on this partnership for a number of years, and it's an indication of how seriously we take this. This particular Gran Turismo, as you know, is marked by its authenticity. And to my mind, now the partnership with FIA brings an added degree of authenticity. The other thing from our point of view is that it makes motorsport accessible. And that's what we've got to do. We've got to make sure everybody around the world gets a chance to come into the sport. So I think it's fabulous. I'm a big supporter.
And what did you think of the racing?
Wasn't it exciting?
It was brilliant, wasn't it? Well, we have our winner of the Nations Cup. It is Takahashi-san. How was it for you? You drove beautifully there today. How was it?
Yeah, very happy.
Very happy, very happy. Let's get the trophy, Graham. Please present the trophy now. And look at that. Look at that trophy. Big round of applause, please, ladies and gentlemen, for our winner of the Nations Cup, Takahashi. Don't drop it. I'm getting out of the way. So fantastic stuff there, and celebrations taking place, but we've still got some more important racing to go, and that is for the Manufacturers Fan Cup. And we're going to see 2 driver teams in this, and they'll be racing on the Nürburgring Nordschleife. So guys, it's back to you.
Thank you very much, Ben, and congratulations to our winner. Did you see that trophy?
That's huge.
Huge. Yeah, so as you may have noticed, I've got a new guy sitting next to me here, the one and only Lucas Ordonez, the original GT Academy from 2000, GT Academy champion from 2008. Great to have you here, Lucas.
Yeah, thank you. It's a pleasure.
Yeah, what do you think about GT Sports so far?
Well, it's exciting, no? Clean racing, beautiful graphics, and smooth shots and replays. It makes really cool, really good improvements, and exciting to watch.
Yeah, absolutely. What a show! What a dominant performance by the Japanese drivers as well. You've had many races with fast Japanese drivers yourself.
Yeah, they're tough. Mentally, they are really strong. They keep really, focus on every movement, and Takahashi showed an unbelievable performance today.
Yeah, that was incredible. Nobody really could touch him. Once they got into the semifinals, it was a dominant Japanese performance. So, all right, now that's the Nations Cup. Now we're moving on to the next stage of the competition, which is the Manufacturers Cup. Let me explain a little bit about what this is. So, all 32 competitors who are invited here are now back in the competition. They have drawn randomly for teams of 2, and they each team will be assigned to a different manufacturer in various GT3 racing cars. And what they're going to do is they're going to have a 5-lap race around the Nürburgring. Of course, one of my all-time favorite tracks, basically everybody's all-time favorite track. So this is going to be kind of a long race. We'll call it an endurance race in comparison to these other events which we've had. But it's going to be kind of different. And the big thing here is there's going to be a driver change. So these teams of 2, somewhere between laps 2 and 4, they're going to have to make a mandatory driver change, swap out, and that can really change things for a team. As you know, I mean, you've raced the Nürburgring. You're going to race at the Nürburgring next week, Nürburgring 24 Hours. Talk us through a little bit about what it's like to race at the Nürburgring, a track that is so long and so challenging.
It's a dream for every racer. No, it's the Green Hill, as we call, 25 kilometers of the most challenging, corners, jams, and it's unpredictable what can happen in the next corner. So it makes a really challenge for every driver driving there, and obviously, I can't wait to see the race tonight to prepare for the 24 hours of next week.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and these guys, a real challenge with the Nürburgring, especially a shorter race like this, is passing. And so, I think we'll see some guys using their pit stop strategy maybe to decide when to pit. It'll be interesting to see how they make those decisions. But a pit stop can make or break a race.
Yeah, sure. The pit stop is going to make, I think, some changes during the race. We'll see the Japanese, if they can manage that speed also in the pit stops. And yeah, for sure it will be a tough battle between a few top drivers, and yeah, exciting. But the track is long, so hopefully not big distance at the beginning, not crashes, and clean race at the beginning, and then have some fun with the drivers' pit stops.
Yeah, I'm sure if they're doing the random drawings now, I'm sure everybody's wanting to be paired with one of the Japanese drivers, or JT, Lauro, Tyrell Meadows. You know, they also made a great showing in the Nations Cup races. So those are definitely the guys to watch out for. Really kind of interesting, the level of racing has been very high. We had a little bit of contact, but nothing really that serious.
Yeah, that shows why they are here tonight with us. To become a good Gran Turismo driver and then a real racing driver, you have to be clean, you have to be smart, you have to do clean moves, and that's what we saw tonight. And hopefully we can keep seeing that in the latest race, in the last race. And yeah, that proves the best drivers are here tonight, and let's have fun in the final race.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so this race too, it will sort of require a different mindset. It's not necessarily a sprint race. Now, a few weeks ago for your birthday, we did a live stream with you on GT Planet. That was a lot of fun, and it was interesting to see how you raced against a lot of the top guys from the community. You really raced as a true racing driver. You were steady, you were calm, and you put in consistency ahead of outright speed. And it was, those guys were really fast, but that's the best strategy, and that's the kind of strategy that these guys will need to employ to actually win this race.
Yes, well, as you mentioned, Jordan, that was a really tough race for me, to be honest. Playing with, again, the best GT drivers in the world, and I had to do some shortcuts in the Silverstone GB track to get the same speed as them, but finally ended up 7th, and I was really more than happy to finish 7th in the first race. And yeah, every year the level of the drivers, of the racers is increasing in a crazy way and a crazy speed, and yeah, for me now is crazy. I can't get to the same speed as these guys. I need some practice, but luckily GT Sport just launched, so I can train a lot now, and then I can join the FIA Championship.
Absolutely.
Who knows?
Who knows? Who knows? I think nobody would want to go up against you. I know I would be very, very intimidated by that. One of the most famous GT players of all time. So yeah, we've got our first look here at the Nürburgring. This is, as I've been saying throughout the broadcast, this is really exciting because for a lot of the people at home, they get to see Gran Turismo Sport announced today, a lot happening, and now we get to see it in the actual game with a direct feed. So we're in spectator mode right now. This is not a live race or anything. I'm glad to see a spectator mode in the game. That's always great, something that we've been looking forward to for quite some time. So they're just kind of getting a feel for the track. This is a track that it can really take you by surprise, and you really have to know your car very well too. And of course, these guys, they didn't know what they were going to be driving. They didn't know who they were going to be driving with. So there's a lot of curveballs thrown at them. But you really have to know your car, don't you?
Yeah, you need confidence. This track is, really challenging. As I said, a lot of bumps, a lot of curves, a lot of jumps. So you really need confidence with the car you're driving. And obviously, it's not easy for these guys, but it's the same condition as everyone driving for first time in this final race. Random car. So it's gonna be hard for them, but obviously same condition for everyone. So it's fair enough, and we'll see who delivers the best performance with a brand new car for them. So. We see some struggling drivers around exit of the Fußrohre corner, but yeah, this is practice session. So it's the right moment to make mistakes, to feel the limit of the car and the balance, if the car is really understeery or oversteery in the high-speed corners, slow corners. So it's the right time to make mistakes now.
Absolutely, yeah. That's every car is unique in Gran Turismo. Every car feels a little bit different. That's part of what makes it so fun to play, to try all the different cars. But so when you first raced at the Nürburgring, Did you use Gran Turismo to help learn the track?
Yeah, sure. I remember back in 2012, I was obviously with Yamauchi-san testing the new GTR Track Club edition, where we will be racing that year in the 24 hours, and I spent a lot of hours training on Gran Turismo. I was really excited to be, for first time in the real racetrack, and Gran Turismo helped me a lot, no, to know all about the corners, all about the braking points, where to look at in every corner, and yeah, it really helped me to get into the GTR for first time and deliver enough pace at the beginning.
Yeah, absolutely. Very important to a track like this. Track knowledge is everything, because there's so many little bumps, little dips, little bits of camber that might catch you off guard that you weren't expecting. But you drop a wheel off here and everything can go wrong.
Yes, there's no room for mistakes, and yeah, you have to be fully focused in the 25 kilometers track, the most challenging track in the world. So, yep.
Yeah, when I first visited the Nürburgring, not as a racer, but just as a tourist, I had an instructor riding along with me, and he was like, "Oh wow, you know the track quite well." And I said, "Well, it's Gran Turismo."
Gran Turismo helps. Yeah,
absolutely. But it's really amazing. This looks like one of the best renditions that I've ever seen in a video game. The clarity, the fidelity of the track is just amazing, and you can really see the suspension working over every small little bump as they go up this really long hill right here. This is a really fun section. Yes. I can't imagine in real life what this must be like.
Yeah, this uphill is lots of fun unless you are on the on a foggy night, a rainy night in the 24 hours, because many times I've went uphill here into the, coming into the carousel section, and many times not being able to watch anything apart from 50 meters from my screen. So we were reaching about 300 Ks and at that uphill. So yeah, really a challenge, really scary moments at the North Lake, but obviously that's what we love. That's excitement, that's adrenaline, so anything can happen at this track.
Yeah, as we see just some guys getting caught up together in a little bit of a scuffle there. I think we may be seeing some more of that during the race, although it will be for stakes. So there's a lot at stake here for the car manufacturers as well. I mean, this is we have a lot of representatives from the different companies here, and they're eager to see how their cars perform in the game, because it is these are the best drivers in the world driving some of the best cars in the world. So. Here we go. We are about to start on this race, and can't wait to give people a full tour of the Nürburgring.
Haven't seen it. Warming up.
Okay. Here we are. We'll do our first perhaps our first look at the grid here. With the Renault on pole. Minor technical glitch here, so let's start the race.
Where is the Nissan, Jordan?
I don't see it yet. It'll have another chance. We're going to do a restart here.
Yeah, here it is.
There we are.
There we go.
So yeah, we've had a minor technical glitch, but we're going to be restarting this race shortly. But yeah, those cars looked so good on there, didn't they? I mean, I could just stare at them forever. Really, really nice looking. So many details. All these cars have been reworked since Gran Turismo 6. The Polyphony guys, you've really kind of got to know the Polyphony guys as you spent time in Super GT, living in Japan. What did you take away from them as you got to know them?
Well, it's an incredible team, no, for sure. The amount of hours they spend day and night. Every time I go there, they end up the day, really, really late, and it's a huge effort from them to bring this demo, this version today to the launch, and I'm sure they will keep, pushing really hard until November to have the best of Gran Turismo, and yeah, we can't wait for it for sure.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's nice to see their work. As I was talking to some of them last night, there was such a sense of relief among the guys,
Yes.
because they're like, oh, we're so glad that we can finally talk about this and share it with the world. They work really, really hard, and I think most of the time, they work on it. They don't know what people are going to think about it. This is a big day for them as well, in addition to the fans.
No, I have to say, last time I went to the Polyphony studio in Tokyo, we were on the Christmas party, and
Legendary Christmas parties.
even in the Christmas party, a lot of staff from the Polyphony studio were, having a drink with the friends, but then suddenly leaving, and where this guy's gone and he's, gone to work in the night. So yeah, spending a lot of hours to have such an amazing, game here today. So thanks to them to make, dreams real, like to me 8 years ago. So, and maybe tonight for one of these guys.
Absolutely. Yeah, this is, you really understand. You've been an international racing driver for, like you say, 8 years now. You understand what the FIA means. For people maybe who are new to Gran Turismo, coming in from the esports, can you explain what the FIA is and what they do for racing?
Wow, FIA, represents all the racing drivers, all the racing manufacturers, all the brands around the world, and it's a huge news for Gran Turismo. It's huge news for the gaming community, and to have the FIA standard with Gran Turismo is incredible news. I can't wait to see the winner of GT Sport joining the FIA gala in Monaco with Nico Rosberg, Sebastian Vettel, world champion, and joining the same stand.
That's
so
incredible.
It's gonna be an incredible evening for everyone all around the world of e-gaming.
Yeah. I noticed they actually had a problem. There were so many photographers trying to get a picture there of Takahashi after he won that he was interrupting our stream production. Our cameraman, they couldn't get into place. There's a huge scrum of reporters and press down there. This is for a Gran Turismo race. This shows just how far shows how big we're starting out, and it's just going to get larger from here. So
yeah.
We're riding along now in spectator mode again. They've reset the race and reset the race lobby here. Gosh, that Alfa Romeo, that 4C, that is a beautiful, beautiful car, isn't it? I like those white stripes. Oh, there's a 458 Italia, another favorite. What do you think about that livery editor that's coming in Gran Turismo Sport? We've not really had a chance to talk about that yet.
No, but it's it's really cool to be able to to modify and to personalize the cars, the race cars, even not only the road cars. And yeah, it's gonna be another exciting thing to see on TV, on every esports race, and yeah, it's really cool to make different style. It's gonna be really interesting for TV for sure.
Yes, absolutely. I think one interesting thing, coming from GT Planet, I see a lot of online organized races that we do, and Gran Turismo Sports can help foster that tremendously. But what a lot of guys like to do is team racing, and so as of right now, it's kind of hard. They're maybe in the exact same car, but it's not quite the same. Now you'll be able to sort of identify your team members with a custom livery, and I think that's it's going to open up a lot of new possibilities, and it's going to make the streams themselves look a lot more official, look more realistic.
Yes, sure. With professional e-gaming teams like yours, GT Planet, whatever. So yeah, it's gonna make looking good on TV.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and there's going to be a lot more Gran Turismo on TV. This is just the beginning. This is the biggest. This is the biggest live stream Gran Turismo has ever had. I'm sure we're breaking all the records from all the GT Academy finals. This is bigger than anything. So it looks like we are about to start the race now in just a few seconds. Happy to get to start. This is going to be a long one once again. So let's take a quick look at this trailer again. It's beautiful. Really exciting to be here and see this start. Look at that! I like the PlayStation logos on the track there. That looks quite nice. Let's take a look at the grid now. Looks like we've got the Renault back up front. Again, I'm not sure who we have in that car yet, but looks like they're starting out. BMW. Once again, that will be a very competitive car. This always runs well. Beautiful Alfa Romeo 4C. Another great looking car. The Audi R8.
It's going to be strong for sure.
Yes, that actually won the 24-hour race last year. Yes, Ferrari, of course, 458 Italia GT3, really strong car. Toyota FT1, a new favorite, absolutely a future classic.
Beautiful.
Of course, you're familiar with that car quite well. It's what Yamauchi-san has driven. The Aston Martin, another beautiful car. Love that color scheme on that. And around the corner, we've got the Peugeot Vision GT car. That's the Jaguar, new car for GT Sport, the
GT3.
Yep. The Chevrolet, gotta love the Corvette. Another really strong car. Mitsubishi Evo Final Edition. Mercedes SLS AMG.
Mercedes.
Yep, had the opportunity to ride in one of those at the GT6 launch event. Oh, and then we have the Volkswagen Vision GT car. That's a really competitive car, and the McLaren 650S GT3. And rounding out the grid, we have the Subaru WRX. Another good-looking car. Oh, I can't wait to get my hands on the livery editor.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at these cars, and I'm like, oh, I've got some ideas already. 5 laps to go. Here we go, and they're off. Of course, this is a manufacturer's battle, so they're not necessarily going for individual driver glory here. There. Oh, look like we already have some trouble with the Audi. Very first turn. Renault's held strong.
Wow, big crash
We've got
there.
a full course caution right now, so what that means is all the drivers will need to slow down to 60 miles an hour. No passing, of course. Won't be a safety car on any of these races, but there's
Audi on cold tires. Too optimistic in the first corner.
Yep, looks like he's trying to get himself back together again. That's a tricky little turn right there as you start up the lap.
Really is bumpy and it's really tricky. Full course yellow.
Yep, so there's no passing here. He will need to get himself back into position in that Volkswagen there. Renault, the BMW is ready to go. As soon as this caution is lifted, he is going to be giving
green flag.
Yeah, green flag. Go, go, go.
Ooh.
Let's see if the BMW can make a move. What's a great advantage to be in front of this track, isn't it?
Yeah. They go into fixed corner, really fast corner, and now it's really important to get into the slipstream in the car in front of you.
Building up a lot of
and
speed.
try for a move on the inside in the next left. But there's a big jump here, so which makes really tricky going fast here.
That's
big braking point here. Look at the Nissan trying to get into the inside. Oof.
Kept it clean. Looks like the Ferrari is having a little bit of trouble back there. Okay, we've got to look at the flags. We can kind of get an idea of, see the two Japanese drivers are in 4th and 5th place right now, representing Toyota and Nissan. Isn't that appropriate?
How good is Oh, the Nissan lost the rear.
Oh, a heavy crash.
Yeah.
He's going to lose a lot of position.
He
We've got
was
another full course
way
caution.
too
Oh, another
fast.
accident.
Wow.
They're probably trying to avoid
Looks
it.
like there's oil on track, but it's not, so...
Oh, more contact. Well, that Audi's had a tough race.
Look at the
There's a
Nissan
replay.
coming too fast here. Lost, touched the grass, and like Lewis Hamilton last weekend in Barcelona. He touched the grass, too optimistic.
Yep.
Off.
Yeah, so we got a full course caution, no passing. Oh,
Wow.
A little bit of contact there. There's a 60-mile-an-hour speed limit during this caution. Looks like everybody's kind of getting back together. Gosh, I'm just looking at some of the
Green flag.
some of the video here, and it's. I mean, I was fooled for a second. Thought that might have been real footage. It looks so good. That Renault is quick, isn't it?
Yes.
And we've got a Japanese driver in the Toyota, appropriately. He is moved up to 3rd. There's a lot of action in the back of the pack. We have more trouble with the Nissan. That's one of the Japanese drivers as well. So we know he's fast, but he seems to be struggling a little bit with this track.
Yeah, looks like everyone is taking so much risk in the first lap of the race. You know, it's better to stay, you know, out of trouble, first lap, get a comfy rhythm, and you have 5 long laps in the North Lap, so yeah.
And we also have driver changes to
Yes,
remember
yes,
as well.
yes.
And
So
that,
this is a team effort, so the guy in the Renault is doing a great job. Nice, clean running, and not pushing into the curves, and yeah, now we can see all the guys at the back are taking, you know, a better rhythm still.
Ooh, some trouble for the Jaguar. And we actually have a British driver in the Jaguar. Oh, you know what? Those flags are not representative of the drivers. I just realized that. That would be too much of a coincidence. I apologize to our viewers out there. That was a little too good to be true, wasn't it? When I realized the Jaguar driver was a British flag, I'm like, wait just a minute. The Renault is a French flag.
Well,
Okay.
look at the Toyota chasing to the 2nd place. That's gonna be interesting into carousel corner. Now we have a very fast right-hander, and let's see if he tries to overtake on the inside now. Maybe he go on the right side. No, he's trying to have a good exit. Yeah, now coming to carousel corner.
Like the BMW oversteered just a little bit coming out of there. He got a little bit too quick
oversteer on power.
Yeah.
And here we go onto the carousel. Ooh, the BM lost the rear. Ooh, Toyota's coming to the inside. Good job.
Great racing here.
That's good racing.
Wow, they're going side by side up into one of the trickiest sections of the track right
good
now.
move. Very good move from the Toyota driver.
Yeah, I don't think the BMW will be able to get a good look at it for a while now. He's going to have to
Look at the replay.
Yes, it's coming up to the carousel.
Yes. Yeah, you
Just a
see the
great
BM got too late on brakes, and then the Toyota driver got really good run through the carousel.
Yeah, it's worth mentioning there for people who may not be familiar with the Nürburgring. The carousel, it actually has a part where it's concrete with that really tight banking, and it really disrupts the car.
Yes, yeah, it's really hard corner for the front splitter especially. We suffer a lot of bottoming there, so yeah, if you have a really low setup on the right hand, you will struggle a lot there for a long race stint.
Ooh, looks like the Jag almost got into a little bit of trouble, but he saved it there. Mitsubishi's worked its way up to 5th. That's a great performance from him. I think he took advantage of some of those accidents that happened early on.
That was a clever move from him. Taking that power. Now he's off.
Commentator's curse. Apologies there, Mitsubishi. Oh, wow, we've got a great battle there with the Ferrari and the Corvette, and sure, get the better of the car.
Again, here, big jump before the right-hander.
Oh.
Then he lost the rear, too fast.
So
he
easy
came
to carry
really
too much
fast.
speed over that hill.
Yeah, he was too optimistic.
It's a good place to spectate if you ever get the chance to visit the real Nürburgring.
Yes,
because that happens a lot.
Good barbecue, good barbecues there also. Good smell.
trouble for the Aston.
Off.
He has dropped back to 8th now.
Yeah, and the leader now into Dottinger Straight. Big lead from the Renault, huh?
Big lead, yeah. I'm really surprised. We'll see. This will be a good chance. Now, this is a good question. If your teammate is doing really, really well, does that turn up the pressure on you as well?
Yeah, sure. When you are waiting in the pit lane with your teammate leading the race, for sure your pressure is on, and but yeah, you have to stay calm, keep with the same pace. You know you have an advantage during the race, so with a steady pace you should be back on to the lead, and build your speed steadily, and that's the best way to get into the car, keeping calm.
Exactly. That's the word of the day, especially for longer races like this. Look at these Italians. It was interesting. Neither was able to really gain an advantage down that long straightaway, so they're quite evenly matched on their top speed.
Wow, now the Corvette trying on the outside. Oof. That's a
little bit of touch.
Nice touch there, and then he has better run. Maybe he try here on the inside. Wow, that was tight.
Yeah, we should mention that we've got guys from Sony, Polyphony, and PlayStation taking a look to make sure that this is clean racing.
Yes. Beautiful. Nice battle here.
Really fun section. If you hit these corners just right, it feels so good. I like how we have the speed. Notice we have the speed above the Ferrari there. So kind of a new feature there in Gran Turismo Sport. What a battle. These two cars are very evenly matched.
Yeah, now coming into Fluxplatz corner. They're one of the most challenging corners in the track here. Really high speed corner. You need a lot of confidence to go flat out there.
Looks like the
Maybe,
Ferrari.
yeah, looks like Ferrari is fast on the straight.
Yeah, that
wow.
It's Corvette versus Ferrari, a classic motorsports battle.
Yeah.
Boy, look at that. Oh, wow. The Corvette has managed to reel him in.
He tries on the inside. He's defending really well. Good. Very good racing.
Wow, too high coming out of that.
Now he's
going down in the foxhole.
Finally made it on the outside. Good job by the Chevrolet.
Great pass. Now, can he keep it up with that Ferrari breathing down his neck?
We'll see.
It's one thing to pass. It's another to actually keep that position.
Yes.
Ooh, wow, what a
that was
save.
On the limit. That was on the edge. Yeah,
I'm glad we could see a replay of that. Oh, that's how he made the pass. All right.
That's what happened. The Ferrari lost on the power exit, and then the Corvette did.
Like he made
a great move.
Curbs there. Yeah, he's taking full advantage of that, pulling out a nice lead over that 458 Italia. Back on board with the BMW now in fourth. The Renault is staying strong up there in front. Really, really impressive performance from them. Ooh, keep it in there tight. It's the BMW Z4. Looks like the Jaguar a little bit wide on that. That's the one of the slowest corners on the track. That really
that's
tight
the slowest
left-hander.
by far. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that.
Really tough for the brakes.
Right now, I love this corner as well. It's really tight coming out of Adam now, going up.
Yeah, this one is really bumpy on the exit, so traction control doing a lot of work there. And now, yeah, we see a big group here from P7 to P10. Looks like they close each other, so that's going to be interesting during the pit stops.
Yes, and we're already like almost halfway through the second lap, more than halfway through the second lap almost, and so we're going to start seeing those pit stop. That pit stop window is about to open. It'll be interesting to see how the strategy plays into it. You know, a lot of these guys, this was a random drawing, so they didn't have time to plan very much. So they just had to say, well, when you want a pit stop, there may have been some disagreements there on what's the best strategy. I'm sure.
You have to be smart. They have, you know, they're a team effort, so they have to look for the win, you know. So maybe they know each other and they can, you know, the leader, you know, can decide what's the best to do.
Look at this battle here.
Look at the Corvette is back for action, and the Ferrari is back at the front of the Corvette again.
Yes, we must have missed something.
We missed
there.
that. Yeah.
He The Corvette is not going away though. Ferrari cannot seem to lose him, and now they've got heat from this Aston. This is going to be a great three-way battle here. This is
now back in.
3 great GT3 cars. They are really.
Ooh, the Ferrari on the outside of Carousel, and the Corvette trying again.
It's not an easy thing to do, right?
No,
here.
no.
So,
There's no gap for overtaking.
yeah, can you talk about this section of the track coming up? It's really kind of different. The Aston goes
Ooh,
off.
the Aston is
And
off,
as
the Corvette is off.
Oh,
wow,
no.
big crash there.
Oh,
Wow.
lots of crashes. Ah,
That
man,
was-
that's going to really cause a pileup. We might even see another full force caution as everybody regrouped a bit. That was going to be. No, looks like we're not going to the caution. So that puts the Alfa Romeo up into 5th. The Ferrari still at 6th. He was the big winner from that accident.
Okay.
Mitsubishi, Subaru down in 9th. But of course, this is a winner take all. But it's a team event, so these pit stops will be coming. The window is opening, and I see our leader is coming around to the straightaway, so he will have his first option bid if he wants. He doesn't have to yet. He can still wait another lap, but I'd say we'll
Yeah,
probably
but
see some
you know,
guys.
if I'm the leader in the Renault, I will stay on track because you know when he pits, then maybe he come back on track with some traffic, with some maybe the group from P7 to P10 comes at the same time, and he will be on trouble there. So I will stay for one more lap as for minimum. Yeah.
Looks like
Ooh,
the
the Jaguar with trouble.
Oh, some contact with the Alpha there. Oh,
Whoa,
yeah.
that was
the
not
stewards will
good.
probably take a look at that, but it was a good accident. It's quite scary.
So what's the difference now between the Renault and the second guy?
Looks like we've
Second
got
with
about
Toyota driver.
about 8 seconds. So, so he's definitely putting in a great performance. But the Italians are battling back at it again. Oh, they're going down the straightaway.
Wow, that's gonna be.
This is where they found themselves on the last lap. You know, now look, the Alpha is going for it. Looks like he's got it definitely.
That's
It's
gonna be a
interesting to see the
3 wide
speed.
challenge.
Yeah.
3 wide, 3 wide.
Wow, that Alpha really got a good
That's beautiful.
pull away. He's up at 279 kilometers per hour. That is fast.
Look at the Jaguar trying on the outside. Well, I will not
the
go
Aston
there.
Martin. Yeah.
I will stay behind. Only one car. Yeah, that's good.
That is
Hard
a
braking point here.
scary braking zone.
Into the last corner of the track. Yeah. You see, oh, pits. Yeah, we can see the first drivers pitting. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting.
This is going to shake everything up. So what they're doing now is they're swapping drivers. We have our first driver changes in GT Sport, I guess we could say.
Yeah.
And this will be interesting. These guys have a slight advantage because they've been able to watch their teammates. Look at this Alpha, man. He's been in a lot of battles. He's gonna be getting tired. And it looks like he did make a mistake right there.
Go.
We have had our first pit stops, and looks like a lot of them are already back out on the track. Break. Look at this. Wow, we're on board with the Subaru here. We are
Yeah,
watching.
I can see the McLaren drivers having, an issue. They stop in the pit stop.
Lots of contact there. The stewards would definitely be taking a look at that. That not an easy place to pass at all. Really, really high speed. Here's the replay, as you can see. Maybe a very dangerous move.
Yeah, in Flux Black's corner.
Oh,
Wow, that was a brave move. That was too
Yeah,
much.
too
There's
much.
no room for 2 cars in that corner.
No, absolutely not. And it's a shame. That was a great battle. I think it looks like it's rattled the Ferrari driver at this point. But it's tough when you make a mistake like that. How do you get yourself focused again? Do you have any tricks that you do?
Well, yes, the best trick is to keep calm. No, if you make a mistake like that, to report to your team. If there's any damage of the car, and to report about the situation, and then keep focused, keep doing your best, and stay out of trouble again. So do kind of a reset.
Right. Yeah, you have to forget.
Yes.
You have to have a short memory in motor racing. One place where that is an advantage.
Well, you can see the Renault driving to the limits.
What a
doing a mega job. Big gap into the Toyota in second place. So yeah, let's see if he stops in the next lap and they do a clean pit stop. And let's see the performance of the Renault driver in the second stint. That's going to be interesting to see.
That will be very interesting to see. See if it's in the car. Obviously, is
because now we have Takahashi driving, and I wonder what car is he driving.
I'm not sure,
because that's going to be interesting to see.
He is. Yeah, I can't quite tell what he's in, but yeah, obviously one of the top drivers here. He definitely is a dominant driver, and will probably be a force to be reckoned with once the full tournament begins. We've already had the Nations Cup. If you missed it, this is going to be on the PlayStation and Gran Turismo YouTube channels. So you'll be able to see all the great racing action that we had. This is a Manufacturers Cup, so we've got 16 teams of 2 drivers each who are randomly paired, and they are driving for their cars. They're driving for the manufacturer to bring them glory. And I think this is sort of be a great way for people to support the brands and the companies that they like, the cars that they like, and help represent them on the world stage in partnership with the FIA. It's a really interesting arrangement for the Gran Turismo Sport competitions. Corvette's getting a little bit of a toe on the Aston.
Yeah, another interesting battle. Again, coming into the carousel section, so yeah.
He might make a move.
Very
the Corvette team has certainly been fearless during this race so far. They've been on a great show. We've watched them quite a bit.
Yeah, good exit out from there, and now coming into carousel again, and the Corvette right behind the Aston. Yeah, good line, good on power, very nice driving. Yeah, it's great to watch this. Huh?
Yeah, these are some of the best in the world at Gran Turismo, and even though they are so good, it's this is a new game. It has new physics. They may not be used to these racing pods, so to come out and drive at this level of competition with the entire world watching, the entire Jaguar got into a little bit of trouble there. But I guess we could say it's the entire GT planet. No pun intended. There is watching. So this is a big stage and a very, very difficult situation to jump in these cars, jump in these sleds, and not really know what you're going to be faced with. As you can see, there's the gap is shown there behind the Jaguar. Nice little
the Subaru on the limit there. This is one of the most tricky corners here right now. The car lifts completely out of the ground, and it's really, really challenging to control the car. Very high speed here, and then little touch on the brakes, and now we change. A nice battle here for 7th position. Wow.
Oh, wow. He really
fights everywhere.
Right there. Yes, okay, looks like we've got a driver change. This is, I'm not sure which car they are in, but looks like a clean driver change. That's it's always a bit jarring, I'm sure, to do that. Quite exciting to see these guys competing against, they're all here together. So. Okay, yeah, so that's our race leader right there in the Renault Sport. So very, very impressive performance by that team.
Let's see if Martinez keeps the same pace as his teammate in the Renault and holds the lead for the end of the race. But mega job by this driver on the Renault. You know, he stayed out of trouble all his laps and, you know, delivering an amazing pace. But I wonder where is Takahashi. I'm sure he's recovering and.
Yeah, it looks like Martinez. That's from Madrid, Spain. So you're certainly familiar with that. A Spaniard doing well.
Yeah.
He was a GT Academy finalist in 2014.
Yes,
so,
I remember him quite well, doing a great job. But it was a tough year, very, you know, very close battle until the end in GT Academy.
Very competitive. Looks like the Corvette finds itself breathing down the neck of another competitor. He's going after the Mitsubishi hard. Wow. Looks like the Mitsubishi's going into the pits now.
Pits, yeah.
So we'll get to see another driver change for them, but they're going to slide down the leaderboard a bit. But the cars are starting to get spaced out. You can see some of the gaps are there on the side of your screen. So the Renault has not. Look at that. He's Martinez.
There we go.
Still,
Martinez a bit wide on that corner, but yeah. He keeps the lead. He holds the lead at the moment, and let's see if he can keep the pressure, no? Because it's quite a big one.
Yeah, this is a big one. This is the inaugural Manufacturers Cup in Gran Turismo Sport on the line here. So I'm sure the Renault guys here are watching are very, very nervous right now because this is a great showing for their car on one of the toughest tracks on both drivers and cars in the world. It's hard to believe we're already on lap 4. We're already on lap 4. So as soon as this Renault comes back around again, we'll be on the final lap. So Martinez does not have too much farther to go. He just has to be calm, be steady. Gets the Toyota up into second now. I'm not sure if they've done their pit stop.
18 seconds off.
They will need to be doing that if not.
No, he's done the pit stop because he's 18 seconds behind the Renault, so yeah.
Yeah. It's like 8 seconds. Oh, we've got the Ferrari was off there. Not good for him.
Ooh, wow, that was a big one.
Big accident there. Whoa! The Mercedes got caught up in that as well. Obviously not something you want to see, but that's an advantage of virtual racing, of course. And much less expensive and much safer.
Yes,
much
sure.
safer. Looks like riding along with the Jaguar here. Really tricky little left-hand corners coming up here as they go down the hill back into that now.
Subaru's done a great job. Up to P4 now, and yeah, they were starting at the back of the grid, so nice recovery.
Looks like we've got a replay here. Let's see, probably dropped the wheel there. Easy to do.
Yeah.
Well, at least the Jaguar was able to avoid an accident there. That will always make you do a
Never a good idea running into the grass, as you can see.
Easy to do here.
Oh, wow. Yeah, we could see the Jaguar losing the rear, and the other guy could do nothing to avoid the contact. So.
Yeah, that's never a situation a racing driver wants to find himself in. Because Mitsubishi is, seems like he's just kind of going slow and steady. He's making his way up to the back, but then some incident always happens. It's going to be hard. I think really strong showing from the Toyota and the Renault. They looks like things are a little bit quiet at the front of the grid, but middle of the pack, we've got a lot of action going on. If you look at these guys' faces, you can really see the focus in their eyes. It takes concentration on these longer races. It's not just about, you have to sort of throttle, I guess, or hold back your concentration. Because if you concentrate too much too soon, you get tired
soon, and yeah, that's when the mistakes come at the end of the race. And yeah, let's see if the Spanish colleague can keep that pressure on the lead, but he's still doing a great job. So. You know, I'm trying to follow Takahashi's performance because I can see him going up into the standings. So yeah,
3 cars going into the carousel. This will be interesting. think they've all taken some pretty good lines through there. Mitsubishi went a little bit wide, dropped some wheels off the concrete, but it did not cost him any position. Coming up on the highest section of the racetrack. A lot of camping goes on here during the 24-hour race.
Yes.
Lots of barbecues.
I recommend everyone to go to watch that race once in their lives, because the atmosphere is just unique. And if you walk around the the green hill and you see the atmosphere with all the German people doing the barbecues is such a great fun. And watching the cars running at very high speed into the forest is something unique to watch.
Yeah, there's really nothing like it in motorsports. The track this tight. Looks like the BMW easily got around the Toyota there. So that's a podium position right there.
Wow,
really
what happened? Let's see what happened.
I'm guessing the Toyota got into trouble.
Somehow. He went off. Yeah.
That's the mini carousel.
So let's see if he can recover that place. He can fight back, or
yeah, we're coming
maybe the BMW
lap.
driver has a lot of pace. But we can see here in Dottinger Straight, the longest straight in the world, probably. It never ends. So yeah, you can see it's on the slipstream. He's gonna try on the outside of the downhill at the end of Dottinger Straight. Yeah, he's made it.
Wow.
Yeah, good job. Let's see the braking here. Wow. That was clean. Good move by Toyota driver.
Very easy to make a mistake.
And now coming into the last lap. So it's gonna be exciting last lap.
Yeah, looks like the Renault has held on to that lead. He's already made it through these first section of corners. So looks like he is.
Yeah, and look, Takahashi is coming maybe. Look at the 6 minutes 40 seconds for the Subaru. So fastest lap of the race, and he's not far away from the podium positions.
Yeah, it looks like he's 2/10 faster than the Renault. Looks like that's a very strong performance.
Very good.
But it may be too little too late on this.
Well, but to be honest, Subaru driver is not more than 8 seconds away from the podium position, and he catch them more than 8 seconds in the previous lap. So that's gonna be a good end of the race.
Look at this battle for second right here. Wow.
And this is helping a lot for Subaru drivers.
Yeah, because when two drivers battle like this, it slows you down.
Yeah.
Oh wow, this is a scary place to do battle.
Yeah. Wow. He's gonna try on the inside here. No.
That Toyota hit 277 kilometers per hour down through there.
Good.
Very high speed. That Toyota is fast. This BMW is
coming. Subaru driver is coming. So it's gonna be a three cars fighting for second position.
Wow.
At the end of this race.
It's coming out of the foxhole now. A really tricky corner right there. It's easy to take too much speed. On the actual track, that curb on the outside is so beat up. People will just get a little bit too aggressive.
Yeah.
Look at this battle. This is on the final lap. This is great stuff.
Good job by the BMW driver, keeping on, in a clean way and not trying to, to be too aggressive. So he's waiting for the right moment to overtake the Toyota.
Exactly. Well, now, as a driver, would you rather be battling for a position or defending a position? I mean, obviously, you want to be in front, of course.
Yeah.
But,
now we are on board the Subaru, and he already can see the podium guys, the BMW and the Toyota drivers.
Yeah,
he's getting close really quick, so it's gonna be very close end of the race. Oh, Toyota is on the grass. Maybe BM is passing. Yeah, good move. And now let's see if he pulls away, or maybe the Toyota driver comes back. Look the Subaru driver. He's flying now on track. Probably the he set the best lap of the race.
Yeah, this driver in this car, they obviously have a thing for one another.
Yeah.
This is a very, very impressive bit of driving. He is he has a great shot at a podium right here. Coming up on a really fast section. Up the hill,
Wow.
really, really challenging.
And now Toyota chasing the BMW.
Look here at the
And
Subaru.
Subaru trying.
Oh,
no,
he's getting
he's
ease off.
holding back. Wow, that's gonna be really interesting to watch. Toyota
Side
on
by
the
side.
outside.
I think he's got it.
Yeah,
Look, the Subaru's
good
going for a
move.
move as well.
And now into very fast left-hander.
We come up
And
to the
now again
carousel.
a really high-speed right-hander. Hard braking point here. Let's see the Subaru driver. Very high level of driving.
Extremely impressive. And this is the first time these drivers have played this game on this track, and
Yeah.
they didn't even know what cars they were in.
Well, the BM trying a
Look at this.
strange line in the carousel, and the Subaru driver, lost the
no.
rear.
Oh,
That was
devastating for the
really
BMW driver.
unfortunate.
That was really unfortunate. That was a great battle shaping up. I really hate to see that. The stewards will probably want to take a look. We've got some guys from Polyphony and PlayStation watching all
Yeah,
the
let's
action.
see. The BMW driver went wide, Subaru on the inside,
Oh,
and then Subaru maybe too early on power and lost the rear.
yeah. Didn't look like anything intentional that can happen there. He knew that that BMW was right outside the corner, and he wanted
Yeah.
to kind of get a jump on him. But you can't do that in the carousel. You
No,
have
no,
to be
sure.
patient.
It's a very tricky corner. As we could see previously in the previous laps, many drivers doing mistakes in that corner, so it's like in real life.
Now the Subaru
Really
is battling for that
challenging, yeah.
second spot. He's coming after the Toyota.
Yeah, impressive job by Subaru driver. Shame about that contact with the BMW, because we could be talking about the 3 cars battle until the end. Nice exit of the corner by the Subaru, but yeah, no space for 2 cars there.
Careful. No curve right there. He's just about to put a wheel off. He's kind of, looks like he's falling back just a little bit. He's running out of time to make a move. But
But he's on the right place, because he's coming into the Dottinger straight, and he will be right on the, on the slipstream of the Toyota. So maybe he can make the move into all this long straight. And Renault coming for victory. Oh, contact between the podium guys.
wow, that got the Subaru up to second place. Wow.
What happened there?
See the replay.
He lost the rear. His own mistake.
Hate to see that. Just a few corners left.
The pressure was there.
Looks like the Renault is one tricky braking point.
Yeah,
away.
Renault coming into the last corner and taking a nice clean win. There we go, last corner.
The last corner, the Renault takes
The
victory.
win.
Congratulations to Renault. That was a dominating performance from start to finish.
Very good job.
Really impressive job.
Congratulations.
Looks like the Subaru is bringing it home in second place. No drama in the final corners right there. So,
Well, BMW got third.
yeah, looks like he was able to snag a place after that BMW made a mistake. So, looks like we've got quite a bit of manufacturer diversity there. But look, another strong performance from the Japanese, who locked up second, fourth, and sixth in this race. But congratulations to Renault. That was a great race. That's
what a beautiful race.
beautiful race. Yeah, that's
Nice battles, quite a few mistakes obviously with the new cars. Nobody knew the cars were driving, so yeah,
looking
exciting
there at our
race.
champions, it's Takahashi and Martinez. So Spaniard and Japanese driver there. Congratulations to them. Great work. Great work. Great teamwork. They both put in really fast, consistent laps in a car that obviously was well suited to the Nürburgring.
Perfect driving.
Perfect drive. Yeah, they're a little bit nervous after that one. That's, when you get a lead like that, it's really scary, isn't it, to try and hold on to it?
Yeah, sure.
And here's your results, final race results for the first ever Manufacturers Cup in Gran Turismo Sport. This was really a great start and a great way to have a finale for this race and this whole unveiling for Gran Turismo Sport. Looks like see Kazunori, he's congratulating a lot of the drivers, but that was great. That was really, really
Phenomenal.
great. So, what do you think? I mean, do you think that esports, is it ready?
Wow, it's more than ready. It's really exciting. We could see all the replays, the TV, TV shoots were really cool to watch, and I'm sure everyone at home enjoyed watching the live streaming, and yeah, hopefully I can get into the car and drive. I can't wait. Really, it's really exciting to be racing against these guys in the North Lake.
Absolutely. So it looks like Subaru took home the top Japanese manufacturer spot, and Renault coming out on top with BMW did quite well over their rivals Mercedes, who finished down in 10th. But yeah, that was a fantastic race. Great stuff. If this is a taste of what's to come for esports and at sim racing, I think we are in for a real treat over the next year, well, forever. This is the future. It's cheaper, it's faster. The drivers can push harder, so you get some better racing, a bit more drama.
This is just the start. I tell you, this is the future for sure. And now ready for the podium.
Yeah.
Ceremony.
Looks like this is going to be it for us. So thank you guys for watching. We're going to take a look with Ben now with the winners. Congratulations, guys. Ben, take it away.
Thank you very much. Yeah, a stunning performance from Yusuke Tomibayashi and Carlos Martinez. Really surprising and a great result, pulling away and getting that gap. Kaz, what do you make of all this today? It's been fantastic.
この1日ずっとレースをしてきて、で皆さん新しいコース、今回グランツーリスモスポーツに登場した新しいコースをね、プラクティスしながらここまで来たんですけれども、みんなニュルブルクリンク知ってるコースだから割とプラクティスが足りなかったのかなっていう気がしましたね。だからちょっと荒れたレースになったけれども、まあでもトップはすごかった。
Yeah, I think today, after watching the day of racing, of course they were racing on brand new tracks, appearing for the first time in Gran Turismo Sport. But at the last event on the Nürburgring, that was a course that these players already knew. But the race was actually kind of rough, so I think they needed a little bit more practice before they actually got on the track. But overall, I mean, the guys in the top, they did fantastic.
Well, let's have a very quick word. Carlos, how does you feel to win that one?
Very happy.
You didn't have to do all the hard work. He'd done the hard work for you already.
Oh.
And Yusuke, are you happy?
I'm so happy. Yeah.
Good man. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's present the prizes then, these magnificent trophies to the winners of the Manufacturers' Cup. Let's see these guys hold the trophies and hand them over. And celebration time, guys, celebration. Well, it has been a fantastic event here today. We really have enjoyed it and seen some tremendous performance. Our thanks to all the gamers that took part, and thanks to you as well if you joined us for our live streaming. Well, Gran Turismo Sport is going to be on PS4 in the middle of November, and I think tonight has shown just how tremendous it is going to be. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll leave you with another taster, that all-important trailer. And once again, thank you and goodbye.